God know the bang food. Chamaliga love to last. God know the bang food. Tell them that they get to work. Say God know the bang food. Alan Bob Records. They are telling me that. Young Lee up in this. Supplement.
Young Lee on the beat.
If I love you, you say for love me. No go sit on a corner with people just for backbiting. Adunia, 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 Adunia. Ikichi don't go, Congo side don't go, advantage don't go. I like the book, it's a body book. Adunia, Adunia, Adunia. Yeah, man. Because then the money no more. Vincent can not for die. So say na the money no more pakaba no for die. It's so say na the money no more. Osi e badika no for die. No man is an island. No man stands alone. No condition is permanent at all. Help me, I help you. Let me, I let you. Love me, I love you. Adunia, 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 Adunia. Hey, Ikichi the book, Congo side the book, advantage the book. I like the book, it's a body book. Adunia, Adunia, Adunia. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yo, you not that raka. Medo. Ikichi the book, Congo side the book, advantage the book. I like the book, it's a body book. Adunia, Adunia, Adunia. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yo, you not that raka. Medo.
umbrella, Ella, hey, hey. The people boogie down, and the put down for rivers. Hey, shout out to my fans. They say na me they make the day dance. As the boats will pop, we they shout goes and now. Every day I celebrate, every day I jubilate. Who's the party day? Who's the chilling day? Who's the party day? I wanna go out to play. Who's the party day? Who's the chilling day? Who's the party day? Make everybody no delay. Let's get the party started. Get the party started. Let's get the party started. Get the party started. Body them confirm. It's a like man them get one mad. Some of the dance like in a lantern. It's a party. The baby the day won't pay. Who's the party day? Who's the chilling day? Who's the party day? I wanna go out to play. Who's the party day? Who's the chilling day? Who's the party day? Make everybody no delay. Let's get the party started. Party started. Let's get the party started. Get the party started. Party, 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 party. Famous. All the party them come far. Anybody then confirm. It's a like man them get one mad. Some of the dance like in a lantern. It's a party. The baby the day won't play. Who's at the party day? Who's at the chill day? Who's at the party day? I wanna go out to play. Who's at the party day? Who's at the chill day? Who's at the party day? Make everybody no delay. Let's get the party started. Get the party started. Let's get the party started. Get the party started.
Party, 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 party. Baba, baba, baba. Famous, baba, baba. Baba, baba, baba. All the party them come from. Baba, baba, baba. She's a beat, baba, baba. Baba, baba, baba. All the baby them sing it out.
All right, once again, in case you judge on this, we listen to live broadcast over Land Over Hills, Maryland. Yes, with yours to be myself and I, DJ Man, Silver Voice, holding it down 24/7. Yes, so check, step you number one. Yeah, shout out to Eunice and Tolu Conte. I know everybody go crazy, they waiting for the discussion. All right, you all sit and relax yourself, yeah? We gonna make this happen, for real. In about 5:45, 2 minutes from now, we're going to start the political party discussion right here on Slmtv Radio.
Go tell the police, and they go tell him military, and they say when they fire gun. DNA, the love is in my DNA. DNA, baby, DNA, the love is in my DNA.
The picture where you take and fine. No rival, no Christmas line. The squad make them check like them fist palm wine. For carry the check quick, make a sign.
The picture where you take and fine. No rival, no Christmas line. The squad make them check like them fist palm wine. For carry the check quick, make a sign.
I've been searching for your love, baby. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you, baby. DNA, baby. Your love is in my DNA. DNA, baby. DNA, your love is in my DNA. I could love you, make you know what it is. Cause you love the flow all over me body. You know me wifey, maybe are you husky? Baby. You know me chocolate, milk every honey. You go tell me mama, you go tell me papa, and you go tell me family. See I go tell me diamond, and you go tell me pastor, and you go tell the police, and you go tell me military, and you say when the fire gun. DNA,
The picture where you take and fine. No rival, no Christmas line. The squad make them check like them fist palm wine. For carry the check quick, make a sign.
The picture where you take and fine. No rival, no Christmas line. The squad make them check like them fist palm wine. For carry the check quick, make a sign.
I've been searching.
All right, once again, in case you judge on us, I'm your host, the DJ Man, the Silver Voice, giving you the right sound, right time, right place to be right now on Slmtv Radio.
Thank God I found
And of course, you all know today we're going to have a special exclusive here, political party discussion. Of course, you all know what's going on over there in our beloved nation. Sierra Leone is an election coming up on March 7th. Yes, everybody should get up and vote because, you know, voting is your right. We got to vote. If you want some changes in Sierra Leone, you got to vote regardless who you vote for. But it's your right to vote, right? I want you all to sit and relax yourself. In about a few seconds, I'm going to bring the political party representative right here in the United States and the diaspora introduce themselves, and from there we're going to start the discussion. And also, if you have any question, you can just comment, leave it on the comments. I mean, if it's not a question that is going against anyone, I will ask whosoever you want to ask the question to, all right? So once again, I'm yours, DJ Man, Silver Voice. Yes, in about a few seconds, they're going to introduce themselves. So you all listen right now. I know a lot of people listen. And also, if you listen right now on Facebook, don't forget to share the link to your friends and family. I mean, this is just like a discussion about our beloved. I know each and every one of us here, have the sympathy of our beloved nation. We want to see our country, improve. We want to see development in our country. That's why we're doing all this. So relax yourself and let your conscience be free, right? So in about 2 seconds, we're going to start this discussion right here on Slmtv Radio. Keep listening. Hear this.
The picture where you take and find. No rival, no Christmas line. This one make them check like them face palm wine. I will carry the check quick, make a sign.
The picture where you take and find. No rival, no Christmas line. This one make them check like them face palm wine. I will carry the check quick, make a sign.
I've been searching for your love, baby. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you.
Yes, once again, like I say, we right here on the land over here, Maryland, on Slmtv Studio. Yes, giving it the right sound, right time, right place, right now, yo. Yeah, right now, the political party representative going to introduce themselves to you, and then from there we start the discussion. Yes, starting from right here, Miss SLPP, right?
Yes, Raymond Carter.
You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Raymond Carter. I am here representing the SLPP, and I have Sierra Leone at heart, and I look forward to sharing some of the answers that you guys will be interested in hearing.
Yeah, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Komba James Levy. I'm a member of the All People's Congress Washington chapter, and also a member of the Youth League. I'm here to showcase our government records, our performance for the past 10 years, and also looking forward to map out our strategies for the next 5 years.
So who you representing, APC?
Yeah, the All People's Congress.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Abdul Job. I'm the young generation leader representing the National Grand Coalition headed by our next president, who is no other person but Dr. Yumkela. I'm here to deliberate on pertinent issues that has affected the Sierra Leonean community in Sierra Leone, as well as showcase the reason why Dr. Kande Yumkela is the best candidate, not only for this election, for any other election in the history of Sierra Leone, to take the mantle of leadership to transform Sierra Leone into the Silicon Valley of Africa.
Oh, wow, you heard it. Yes, they introduced themselves. First of all, we're going to start this because I know a lot of people that are listening from Sierra Leone, and people that listen over there in Sierra Leone too. So we're going to break this down to our mother language, our Creole language, as we people like to say. Yeah, they don't introduce themselves as the various party representative them. We did not the diaspora right here in America, because most likely, sometimes when people they talk in a salon say, oh, them people then in America, they don't know what's in the happen in free tongue. You know what I mean? Why they can't tell what for do, or the old man can be politician in a salon, we don't ever live in a free tongue, not live here for long, we did suffer now. No, you know what I mean? We all get salon now we hat. We all want to see let we country go before. Regardless whose party day. But the stuff them when they go on a salon, we need for improve them. Even though if they do better, we get for improve them. The only way we can improve them if we do some changes. You know, the changes in a way that way people will get love for salon. Anybody will come for rural salon, get the love of salon. We go do better thing where the layman self go able to benefit from them. Not to say just because you know me, I know you. If you become a leader, or you become a minister, or you become a president, so now me no more you for support. We left for support the rest of the masses. So right now they don't introduce themselves. My first me they introduce myself again. Me now DJ Mer. Of course, people know lot of people that don't know me real name. I mean name Mohammed Conte. I live now in America. I'm a law enforcement officer. I work for the DC Department of Correction. I don't work there for like 10 years, and now I work with all the law enforcement agencies. Them we then at DC for every agency law enforcement, starting from the FBI, Secret Service, back all the law enforcement agencies. Them I work with them, and I work at the CCB with the processing unit. So like everybody within arrest inside Washington DC. Federal, low, high crime, anybody with arrest, you know, now through they pass, and we have a process, all that. And I don't live in America for quite a long time. I know a lot of people that really know me, and stuff like that, but right now I know the name is Mohammed Conti. I want to welcome these people, and we don't come from this different party. Like I say, this is just a discussion. We're not there for like call anybody names or or talk bad about other person. All this what they do, we all get interest of we country, like I said before, we get interest of salon. Now make we do this, and we want to see certain stuff then changes in our salon. Even though if you do better, you get for be more better. So my first question they go to Mr. Komba as a representative of the Mr. Komba APC party, which kind of step them way APC will they take? The step them APC will take for bring like a peaceful election, because since now the ruling party right now, who step them way APC the government they take right now for bring a peaceful election in Sierra Leone? Of course, you see we sister country in Liberia, the election will take place there. It was so peaceful, transition was peaceful. So who step them way the government they take way for being peaceful election in Sierra Leone? Of course, the reason why they emphasize this, we country we don't go through a lot. When I mean a lot, we don't lost a lot of lives then through the rebel incursion in Sierra Leone, and through the Ebola, and through the mudslide. So we don't want no other violence again into Sierra Leone. So what's the step then APC they take for bringing a peaceful election in Sierra Leone?
Again, once more, thank you so much for having me in this program today. Like you said earlier, you say for people you want for me we talk in Creole, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So again, back to your question. As the present government, we are the incumbent. We all know we took power in 2007 when President Koma came. He talked about agenda for change, and the people of Sierra Leone know who side we been there before 2007. The government unfold we agenda within in line with the Millennium Development Goal for make sure we provide basic things where people they need for make their life change. For example, water, electricity, health. I remember when I've been in school, one time at the Listen News, the BBC, they refer to Sierra Leone as the darkest country in the world. That was before 2007. Freetown.
I don't cut you and remind you again, we got two minutes, right?
Freetown was referred to as the darkest city in the world. And today, it's different. So, President Koma win in 2 elections successfully. Now we get another time for showcase, waiting we don't do, and tell the people of Sierra Leone forgive we another time. Waiting government don't do for ensure so we get a fair elections. We get what we call MACP. Quite recently, we people that know say the military, then showcase their strength, then showcase their preparedness for the election. In other words, what would try to say? If anybody there out there we want to incite the youth, the law ready for take and cause. Secondly, what we do? We invite international organizations like the EU for ensure say they come and observe and see how Sierra Leone don't grow, how Sierra Leone don't develop, and how we're ready for create a level playing field. And lastly, keep in mind, Dr. Samuel Kamara, according to the Constitution, not required for make a resign. But for me to create a very level playing field, what in government to do? We say Dr. Samuel Kamara resign as Minister of Foreign Affairs so that everybody will get a level playing field where people then will know say we not use with power as an incumbent for try for sway the election one way or the other. So I feel say the people of Sierra Leone don't see waiting we don't showcase so far, and we don't create the atmosphere wherein everybody go exercise and franchise.
All right, thank you for your answer, Mr. Raymond of the SLPP.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Like, I'm glad the way me fumble them really tuned into this election. This election, as it is always cliche, is about the most important election in our lifetime, and for obvious reasons. And I don't want for call out my brother Mr. Komba, but Mr. Komba don't make some statement them way inaccurate. First of all, it is required for anybody before you turn member of parliament for let you resign at least 6 months. You know, for they receive resources from the consolidated fund in form of remuneration. So Mr. Komba, as always is the case with the APC, they deliberately and intentionally mislead with people and for say Dr. Samra Kamara not be required for resign. But I left that there for the legal people and for looking to him. I'm not here for that right now. Also, Mr. Komba, they talk about
question.
Right. Are the people?
What do you party would do for the safety of the election at Sierra Leone?
Right. So in fact, Mr. Moderator, the onus for ensure the safety of the election not lie or rest with me party. The onus for ensure that the election is safe, free, fair, transparent, and credible rest with the incumbent party. However, the incumbent party busy, they do things like the invocation of MACP. What is going to happen when you invoke MACP? You suggest say you go lead to things like voter suppression. Where you involved in waiting that they call excessive this thing where they call the power of the incumbency, where they use now with these tactics of the invocation of MACP, the increase of the police. That they increase police 1,000 new police officers on the eve of an election, and these are some of the things that will lead to voter suppression. But me party SLPP will not feed into this thing. It is a trap. It is a trap for let it incite a response from SLPP where they go use for arbitrarily invoke MACP, and they go use them for unleash police officers we go lead to excessive use of force. So we party na a peaceful party. So we dey try to maintain calm, and we dey use the channels them way appropriate. Madabio as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, SSFC. Okay. Now the single most important person will lead to the transition from military rule to democracy. We no go well than it.
Alright, your time is up. Mr. NGC.
Okay, first of all, NGC is the most peaceful political party right now in Sierra Leone. We don't see both APC and SLPP don't involve in something we don't cause chaos and mayhem inside Sierra Leone. And if you check the track record of NGC, this is a new form party. We get a track record of a peaceful dispensation of all the activities. And we don't leader, when a Dr. Kande Yumkela always preach peace. And just like waiting the SLPP man don't say, the onus for a free and fair election lies with UNA the APC. lies with una the APC. What you una they do for ensure we are the opposition, all the mechanisms and then now una hand. Now una get all the 3 organs of government. Now una get the military. Now una get the police. So if for any reasons una want to ensure peaceful and transparent election, the APC gets all the necessary paraphernalias for lead to that. But guess what? We dey see intimidation. We dey see them even mind too. How APC they go intimidate the NJC supporters them. We dey see how APC they intimidate the SLPP supporters them. It is high time una come clean for tell the Sierra Leonean people say enough of that. And una ensure say there will always be free and fair election. And wherever we talk about free and fair election, una not for use government resources. Una they use excessive government resources, government cars, for go out about una campaign. It is wrong.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you know all to answer the question. First and foremost, I believe every party they point on one another. To me, the safety of the election at Salon lies on all the presidential candidates. Because if you go around and campaign, in the same way they campaign and the same way you go emphasize on the people and say, but dear, you know what I mean, beg the people and talk to the people and this election where they cannot affect. Even if you need to vote for me, you go vote for the next man, make sure say you go vote peaceful. Because even though if APC that they in charge of government, it's up to the people. If the people them start any kind of chaos, then the whole thing will start the chaos. If everybody go vote with peaceful, then there will be no chaos. True. You know what I mean? So I believe say all the political parties they get hands for play into the safety and free and fair election at Salon. Sure. So that my own boxes why for put it. And first this other question why they ask, this now way the affair is go to the health issue in Sierra Leone. First and foremost, we all see when the mudslide happen at Salon, we see how people then die, how they perish in Salon. So, Mr. NGC, if you party win, what do you feel say? I'm not saying what do you feel. What do you feel say? What do you want for you presidential candidates do towards if Sierra Leone disaster? Because it look like say Sierra Leone not be ever prepared for disaster like that. In any country, you have to prepare for any type of disaster. But when the mudslide happened at Salon, you see how we people then died. I mean, there was no even body bag to put the cops. They were just lying like fish. You know, what's in NGC? What the candidates could do for in terms of like for the disaster, if in terms of disaster like that happen again at Salon.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I want to draw attention again to the mudslide. This is a negligence from the APC party. It is a negligence because the APC is basically focused on reactive instead of being proactive. And I want to tell me APC brothers say already there was a mechanism in place for letting them know say that particular area where the mudslide take place. It was a disaster-prone area. Waiting the government do, waiting the APC government do for prevent such from happening. Instead of them put the mechanism in place for prevent all them disaster-prone areas, then decide for the even sell the land. Then they sell the land, which means they mortgage the life of the Sierra Leoneans then. It is wrong. This is what the NGC they do. We will never be reactive government, but proactive government. We go make sure say we restructure and what all mechanism then and make sure say we implement. For instance, if they say this area is a disaster prone area, the NGC go make sure say people are not going to live in that area there. We go relocate people in that different areas and make sure say that area there we design them as a disaster prone area and put mechanism in place for prevent any occurrence of disaster. Now, the government not prepared. APC not ever prepared for any disaster whatsoever. How many ambulances them be there? How many necessary medical equipment them be there? Now make some people them perish during the Ebola. Even during the Ebola, the finances will come inside. The APC government, we all see under the Auditor General's report, they mismanage the funds. Nothing on the no budget track record for let them do even for let the APC government get for let them to showcase. Say in case of this happen in the future, we are well prepared. No, the APC government is not well prepared. That is the reason why the NGC is calling for change. That is the reason why we're here to transform Sierra Leone and make sure so we prepare ourselves for any disaster when they take place. Like I said, the NGC need to be a reactive government. Would it be a proactive government, which is would it put all mechanisms in place for make it not happen, rather than we react to when it don't happen.
Okay. ABC. If Dr. Samoa can say it's a new government, give or take, what you not do different from the last time what happened, the disaster we happened at Salon?
Thank you so much. Before I respond to this, I just make some few clarification where my brother from the SLPP just made.
Talk loud,
I just make some clarification where my brother from SLPP in a response to me what I talk about Dr. Samoa investigation. You see, sometimes it saddens me. Finally, people investigate about public policy and governance before they come and say all sort of things. When there is a case in the High Court of Sierra Leone, there is a precedent was with TRDC, and not just here. And I guess you know it's in a precedent. Now, thing we don't go through the dual process, the law don't pass a decision. Charles Francis Magai against Solomon Bell. You know of that. When the court pass a decision, say, by then, what's in a Charles Magai argument? It says Solomon Bell and a vice president, and they pay from the consolidated fund. But what did the Supreme Court do? It passed a decision, say, Solomon Bell by then qualify for contest. So what you just see, you just mislead the people then. Young very party now include this issue to the High Court, and the High Court decide on that. So I just want to make correction on that. Second, to your question where you just say, Creole man can say like Papa like Pikin. My brother from the NGC, it looks like a Redwick just mirror in flag bearer. They're just full of forest of words but deserts of reality. And now there's no solution to the problem. You talk about mudslide and say, what till you government go do? You guys are good at pointing problem. Waiting una go do. This just again show say una not ready for govern. It's not about talking. It's about what you can do. And you know what? Show me a politician that goes around expressing intent, then I will show you a failed politician. This is what we don't do. When the mudslide take place, what did government do for response towards that? Quite recently, and I hope you follow what they go on. What did government do? Government, just this week we passed, government launched the National Emergency Service. What did that simply mean? We create an institution now where we're responsible for respond to disaster. And what do? We not just create and we empower them. Government provide 163 ambulances, we train 450 drivers, and we train 600 paramedics. So to your question, waiting una they do, this now we effort
after 10 years
towards waiting we for do. So you know you will provide solution to waiting we for do.
I say proactive.
Mr. Raymond.
Proactive.
That what you government if they win the election, what you government could do for the health issue in Salon, we get that disaster, the mudslide we affect to people in a Salon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Waiting SLPP government go do now, first of all, for make sure say the land laws them enforced. Some of the place then where that mudslide take place, now place the way people then not be supposed for the leave, matter of fact.
Exactly.
And I am not going to be here and blame the victim. The people then desperate in a salon. Then get land them, then land matters then in a court, then not they resolve them. The government refuse to enforce the land laws and take the people out of their place, then they enforce the laws. They left them and then mudslide and disaster prone areas. We are not going to do that. In fact, right now, as part of the SLPP manifesto, the SLPP understands, say, if for get fast track courts for resolve land matters, we will help for make people they're not in inside them. But also, where somebody homeless, where somebody desperate for some side for day, you know, it is unfortunate that the APC government subject people for choose between being up the hill and they let them get mudslide or let them live in the street. And we're not supposed for subject we citizens into that need.
Yes.
10 years. Now they make a disaster response. 2,000 people or thereabouts were killed in 2013 for cholera. People then died in a salon for Ebola. It not be sufficient for let we before don't get a rapid response, a disaster management agency. It not be enough. Now on the eve of election, because we now for score political points, you guys are still playing political football with the lives of our people. When I see the spectacle, 400 vehicles, then they fly the streets, then they go bury people. When they see the spectacle of people that they die in Ebola, whilst your people, your government officials were enriching themselves, and you they can't sit down here. And you go tell me, say na in good conscience, you they sit down here, they spit out some figures then, because tomorrow is election day. I'm very sorry. The people there say thank you, but no thank you. They're ready for change. This is not acceptable. Okay? When our policies then don't make the emergency there, don't become so increased in this country. Okay. And we don't want a solution there again. Would they move in a different direction?
You want boxers to what he said?
Okay. Yeah. Again.
Because it's I will tell you say if not the eve of the election, which it means at the eve because when election time they come, that's when you guys come together and try for provide this health situation, this disaster, what they call we say on our phone.
Of course, no. Waiting my brother need for no in development. You know they ever say I don't delay for do one. Now a commitment of a government for do one at any time when you feel say you get the resources. And the commitment of any government for do irrespective of the time. You just make one point, say, people and they die, now the time will respond. You know, it saddens me fine for make.
That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said.
Okay, you say people and they die, and we not respond. Now we they respond because of now during election time they come. What's your
I catalog a series of disasters.
You go allow me make a response.
No, you paraphrase me and it's not acceptable.
I get no me
answer
time.
your
No
question. Don't paraphrase my responses.
Okay.
Answer your questions.
Okay.
Don't paraphrase my responses.
Okay.
If you paraphrase my responses, then I will permit myself the opportunity for correct records again.
Okay.
I said we have a catalog of disasters that have taken place that you guys did not see fit for establish a disaster response and management mechanism now on the eve of election, which any rational person.
Okay, now. Listen to me. Yes. This man say you don't answer the question. For the question I asked you, which one if you party win, what you feel say the president would do against the disaster we happen at Salon, which your government would do?
Okay.
So
one thing I say the government they be proactive. Probably you don't understand too much waiting and being proactive, which means will they take all measures in place. That area the way then people and they resettle so not to area where they're supposed to be. We get disaster prone areas where already they don't put down now a mechanism where already share all over.
Which area?
For example, the area where the mudslide take place, different areas that they in the salon where people hold on because of we get the solution is if you get a disaster-prone area, don't allow people to go there. So hold on. What we do is we know they allow people to go live in them disaster-prone areas there. Like I tell you back, you don't try to talk say a government. You know, you get for be at a certain time, you get for implement certain policies. It is wrong and it is shameful for the APC. Even you can talk such a statement from the onset, from the genesis of the inception of your government. You don't put all mechanisms in place for be proactive for any issues like this, like the mudslide. But you never do that. You can put hand on overnight towards election. Yes, me SLPP got a right. Overnight towards the election. Now they can't show you bosses. What about the bosses before? All scrap. Non-bosses not there.
All right, now.
I know just 30 seconds, please. It talk about boss. Would that talk about boss? This just show how now they mislead people. I talk
the
about
ambulances.
Okay, I just
you know exactly what you are saying.
So,
No.
There's
You know
a
exactly.
difference between ambulances and
I'll
buses.
tell you now. It's ambulances when they talk about the
So you
mudslide.
don't correct
You pass ambulances the all day in
So you don't
shelter.
correct that.
Of course,
correct?
yes. It's ambulance.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying. Don't try to be technical. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, now, of course, we all know, of course, when I first started saying natural disaster, which you and our government can do for make which happen and not happen again. It's a natural disaster, not to way we expect it can't happen. But being that, like when it happened, if we don't, like we'll get Ebola, we see how the people in there in a salon, at least if we don't get a mechanism in a way that we'll know say, okay, hey, if any other disaster come, let we get this program or the form or this committee or the form, we go able for helping people and forget any disaster in a salon. Okay, now when I talk about the population and the land in a salon, when we go salon is congested. I mean the population with this salon not able, the city not able to absorb that population there, right? Waiting you government, Mr. SLPP, what you government go do for tackle the population inside Freetown? Because being that you say you dey go on accord for people and for land or for help them for their land and stuff like that, that not the able to solve that problem at Salon. Because the population of Sierra Leone is just keep multiplying. If I'm not mistaken, Salon, I mean the inside Freetown alone, the population is about 2.20 million, whereby this population with Salon, with Freetown for take is about like 400,000 to 500,000. So it's overpopulated. Yes, waiting SLPP go do for solve that problem there.
Thank you very much. The word one urbanization, and SLPP now in count with decentralization secretariat. SLPP now in count with this whole concept of decentralizing and devolution for local governments. Then let them strengthen the district level institutions, where before help for reduce the pressure on migration to Freetown. Because what they saw at that point is, as a way of mitigating urbanization, was for spread the institutions. So waiting APC don't do. They weaken decentralization secretariat. They weaken the decentralization framework. And now what they've done is they are playing political football with even that devolution. So what they do is, if you now a chairman of a district council where not aligned with APC, they will make you cash starved, they will make you cash strapped, that you own local government, you know, they work fine. And if your local government institution, you know, they work fine, then you know they're able for cater to the needs of you people that at that district level. You understand? So thus people that all they move. Look at this thing where they count. They count with something that they call the amalgamation. Now the local government, where I go last year. I asked, I said, what's in this the amalgamation? What it was is that the SLPP government sees some districts they achieved them then weak resource base for feed into other stronger systems. So they amalgamate them so that they will have residual benefits or spillover benefits. But when APC want for make sure say those weak districts or chiefdoms, let them die, let them go into extinction. You know what they did? They say we are going to de-amalgamate. So all man there for himself, God for all. If you are a weak chiefdom or weak district, so they are breaking the amalgamation. When I be a safeguard for the local governance infrastructure work better. And these are some of the things. Absent an effective local governance mechanism where they cater to district level development, good schools. If more get good college, why I want go for Bay College? If Poloko get good so people will stop seeing the need. If I go get a good X-ray, pass I go na Abanita or something na Freetown. Why I not go just left na Poloko or Magboroka and still get a good diagnostic? Pass I travel go Freetown. So the congestion of Freetown is not because people like Freetown, but it's because the government they compel them for move to Freetown for basic amenities and jobs. All the work they tell like say they concentrate na Freetown. Provide opportunities for jobs in the provinces, and even in the few instances that they do it, like in the Bumbuna, yeah, where Bumbuna get jobs, the jobs there will be the Bumbuna, they were also not well managed, so you get a lot of human rights violations then. You get a lot of labor infringements then. You know, and I'm not talking this in concept or theories. Me, I work for Human Rights Commission as Deputy Executive Secretary. I was part of the Bumbuna Public Inquiry. Go read the Bumbuna Public Inquiry report where APC failed for implement in the favor of a multinational. So let's stop this thing.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right. Mr. NGC, waiting you party will do for combat the population of Freetown.
First of all, this is not the reason why we need a new dimension and we need change. Both APC and SLPP don't do them both things here, and still we see people then they come out from the rural area, the provinces to Freetown. It don't happen since time immemorial, since civilization kicked us on our face, since holy water slap our crinking bros. It don't happen. It is an inescapable phenomenon. Both parties, even if we not try, you say we try, it's not working. Now this is what in KKY want do for make sure say people then stay at the areas then. In terms of the human capital development, it's centered at the city. Now, what do KKY want do? We want decentralize them. Now we don't talk about good hospitals then. Now the different districts then. Powerful hospital, modernized hospital with well-equipped equipment then for carry out certain operations. Instead of Una APC do that, Una go build party office. It's a disgrace. Some of them don't get proper equipment. So what KKY they do is like we they develop the provincial areas. We take development go there. We take a lot of people that when they come with developmental initiatives. Follow them go there. So people then go stay in the area and get job in the area. And with the increased incentives, it is important. Most jobs, high-paid jobs, now the city. KKY they increase incentives. Even when they talk about the health sector, most people, most nurses, they run go Freetown because the incentives low. So KKY they come up, even in the manifesto, it increase incentives for people that when they work in the rural areas. So guess what they happen? People they prefer for go stay in the rural areas, then the one where they prefer for Dede. Increase the education. I mean, we do an educational emergency. Not only for Freetown, the whole country. Bo, Kenema, Kailang, all side educational emergency. We improve. If you improve the facilities, swing the pendulum into different sides, make sure say there is the paraphernalia stay available now the provinces. We need to get this too much population we're gonna Freetown. People when they stay out. KKY knows it. That's the reason why in the manifesto it is there. We put on it, and one of the areas and they will go for work on. That is the reason why we areas is we dey decentralize most of the functions them, not only in Freetown but around the whole country, so that people then go stay out there and increase incentives, so people then go always want for stay, not for one kind of Freetown.
Okay, Mr.
You see, I listen to me two brothers then. Still, they're not able for really you define agenda of waiting them they do. Brother use one word, I don't know what you will try for talk. I know if not peripheral you want to try for say or what. I don't know.
Paraphernalias.
Okay, I feel see you talk about peripheral because
No,
sometimes when they use some of these words, I don't know who sound they pull them in.
Where if you visit your dictionary.
Let us just respond to waiting and just say briefly before I go to what you say what you do for about decentralization for reduce the population. My brother, you talk about decentralization. Make I tell you who that kill decentralization is the Sierra Leone People's Party. Ask me why. After the war, you know why Freetown populates? Because when rebel mean Akono abom. After the war, we all run away from the provinces we can have Freetown. Now all make Freetown populate. After the war, as part of the international community, their support towards Sierra Leone for decentralized people where they don't run away come up from the provinces, can't sit down at the Freetown, a huge stock of money go into the decentralization program. The question you for ask yourself, that program they start during the SLPP time. What did Una do at that time for make sure we go back now village? For example, Konowe the try for talk, one of the areas there where the rebel employed, even with trunk road, Una not able make them for we. Even with trunk road. So if you want to talk about decentralization, Una failed totally in creating the opportunities for we when we don't come on our work line, for make we go back. That is why we're all stuck in Freetown. So when you talk about decentralization, it's good for making you know how it all started. Then my brother talk about taking development to the provinces, and it not going specific. So what did we do for decentralized people? As a responsible government, we say okay. Some of we sometimes the salary come out, one day you not see light. What the government do? We say okay, we for make sure so we provide electricity supply for all the major towns, including street lights. So if you dey talk about say na Freetown no more dey see light, for example, from where I born, and I ever see electricity na Kono. Now under the APC I see electricity now.
That's a false statement.
I say from where I born.
That's a false statement. Let me stop for the give false statements to the people that will listen. That
from
is
where
false.
I born. Okay.
That is false.
Give me time here line. Quite recently, the APC light Kono district. Now then not some of what they do for decentralized. You talk about road. We fix the road from Matotoka to Kono. This is how you allow people where we don't can a Freetown for go back, because you know say when they drive in a good road, it will take 2 or 3 hours from Freetown to Kono. So man go even then a Kono, they can do a business in a Freetown and go back. So if you talk about what we don't do, these are just few things. But make I tell you what in Dr. Samuel Kamara as part of a manifesto, what he decide for do for decentralized Sierra Leone. So what we want for do? We make sure say they don't design a plan where I mean the slums areas where I see my brother from NGC be the first for talk about. The slums areas for try for we settle those people. And how we do it? Now through the local content policy. Quite recently, if you follow news, you will understand say the more slide where on the try for talk about. Not all foreign investors then build those houses. Now Sierra Leone and them then build those houses for people for go sleep there. You talk about government eat Ebola money. Not only say the World Bank president It didn't record. When them be they launch the opening of these houses, these monies will come out, some of the support they come out from international community. The World Bank president, and they can clear.
World Bank representative na Sierra Leone, not the president. Correct yourself.
Okay, you're right. Good. The representative na Sierra Leone.
Where we always say it aligned to APC.
Now, be careful.
Of course, we approve. Let me go.
NGC man, when I quick for make them big talk. So the World Bank representative says, they say, as far as we concerned, the money what we give to government for do this job, they did the job well. Okay. So who are you when not give government money
to the World Bank? Let's respond to
now you have to give chance to NGC.
Not so only listen. The mistake one of the
but you have the question. What the question, right?
Yeah, I don't already answer the question. I didn't respond to. Not so World Bank only give money for let them build anything in it. We have a lot of funding institutions will come inside. So if the World Bank country director make a statement, it only represent the World Bank, not to the general funding body, the funding, the money we can inside. So correct that.
So you know what he means when the World Bank representative
listen. When a World Bank representative make a statement, it only represents the World Bank.
Yes.
And not represent other institutions where bring money can inside. So get that straight. Don't justify. Hold on. Don't justify the World Bank statement as a whole for the whole money we can inside.
Okay.
It is wrong. Make
okay,
us just
give chance to SLPP because he talk against SLPP saying that the freedom of our population start doing the SLPP.
Yeah, the decentralization we need to talk about.
So first of all, if you want go back to why Freetown overpopulated and everything, Eddie saying at SLPP, that's fine. 10 years later, una still they blame SLPP for everything. You guys have had 10 years to fix things. Una not able to fix them.
Never did.
And you own strategy now for calm point finger. It's
no, I don't respond to you.
But I'll continue something. Make I continue something.
10 years, we're not
because me they use a discipline approach for give you time for answer, then I'd expect same. So we bring the institutions they are all one at the weekend, so including decentralization, secretariat, including public sector reform, including now we in SLPP ideas, NRA when I don't turn on cash box. These things are all SLPP ideas. They were not there during APC. So let's take it from there first. But let me move that pivot to something. Ebola funding where they talk, and everyone for be bogged down by World Bank. Even the Auditor General's report implicates people. Even the Auditor General's report highlights significant misappropriations of funds.
Yeah.
That even anti-corruption supposed to even address that issue, they did not. Some names came up that just will not scary, but there again. So, but you know, when I don't make this thing to the extent that Sierra Leoneans have now become numb and used to corruption and embezzlement under our reign. So many gates, Ebola gates, boss gates, these gates. You guys have created so many gates in that country. So let's leave this thing. Sitting here and you act like say, you know, you talk about a government where a government where really accountable. On a government we really
you don't still believe in governance. We part towards decentralization.
No, we part about the decentralization is what I've told you. All the infrastructure, the decentralization infrastructure.
What you wanna do?
And okay, let me evolution of Kansai briefly.
What you wanna do? Evolution of all the
let me Kansai briefly.
Things then you say I'm not answer that.
What you wanna do?
Okay, la Kansai. Both SLPP and APC are glad we are the bottom right. This don't start time, this don't continue, this don't. This is the reason why the NGC came. This is the reason why we come inside for both on a misappropriation of funds, on a both thing that we not do, we're not even try for straight in Sierra Leone. That's the reason why when we come for can straight in. Yeah. Because both parties on the argue as to this side don't well and this don't well and SLPP too. At the rest SLPP. So you saying that SLPP too? Where did APC come from? Where did APC came from?
Okay, now.
When they talk some point, APC came from SLPP.
Mr. Moderator, just 1
I
minute.
give you 1 minute.
Yes, I'm glad in Mr. Job, he always very quick for disqualify the two parties. And, you know, I wish Alaji Dr. Yom Keller, where he be go Sierra Leone, he be go with this idea of change. But the man in change only
Imagine a
come
credit card with the
after
power
he
to bring you
fail
closer
when
to the
the
new car of dreams every time you use it.
When the
With
man
the bypass
fails,
cards and
can
Capital
I
One,
please?
you're not just shopping
please
for
permit
goods,
me.
you're shopping for something great.
They only
With earnings on every purchase
get this
and no limit to
epiphany
the
like
amount
they
you can
call
earn
up
or
like
redeem toward a
there
new
is a thing
Chevrolet,
for After,
Buick,
they don't see
GMC,
the
or
electorate them, the SLPP party mechanism not ready for buy a own thing, then ready. Hold on, whatever it
The idea of
that
change.
they preach. Hold on. The man, hold on.
The idea of change.
Wait. Let me learn. Let me
okay,
learn.
yeah,
Enoch can Sierra Leone say, I can't form party because I want change. He aspired, and only at the eve of the election where he say Enoch get for able to succeed because the people they robustly want Madabio.
Okay.
That is an embarrassment to the party.
No.
That is an embarrassment. How could the people robustly want Madabio before the party convention?
No.
So that is an embarrassment to you.
Hold on.
How could the people want somebody who will not create the environment?
Okay.
So the SLPP is an embarrassment.
Okay.
If you cannot govern yourself, then you cannot govern the country. It's a disgrace.
One illustration, listen to the
First and foremost, I don't
Two
even
to
know.
SLPP.
First and foremost, I don't
From
even,
APC.
I don't even know all don't talk because the question I asked is how we do for combat the population in Sierra Leone. Because I mean all those now talk, everybody talking on what you get for doing all that. To me on is the first thing for us where I believe say whosoever government get for can they get for extend the Freetown city. Just like the SLPP guys when they say everything not get for be inside Freetown. Because in Freetown it's everything is one. You get one flour mill, you get one brewery, you get one natural factory, you get one cigarette company, everything is one. Why we not get competition? Even the phone company.
Because both parties.
Because right now, what they talk to right now, first of all, I just, you don't know how to play. Sometimes it can bother me how to play. People in Gambia, they listen past people in a salon. You know the reason why? Because of internet. Poor internet facility. What's in the government will do for improve all that? And then two, what's in the government will do for reduce the population in Freetown is to extend the city of Freetown through Lunge. Because if you look, Lunge get flatter land. All we have to do is, whosoever government get for camp, make them think about building a bridge between Rokupa Junction to Tagri. You dey snap inside now Freetown amen. You snap na Rokupa Junction. You dey see Tagri, you dey see Obalunge, which is not enough far. So if you build bridge from Yana to Yana, it's not far. So the city they extend to go inside Freetown. Because the population when they inside Freetown, I don't care who's court where you go for pulling people. You know what is your for getting people inside Freetown. Freetown is congested. There's no way in a Freetown where you go there now. Like first of all, in Freetown, you say, oh, Sport Loop, na posh area. You know what I mean? Even this new place where they call, how they call it? This new place where they build 5 houses now. IMAT. It's not even IMAT no more. Because you see somebody they can build $200,000 house. The next house within there in a pan body. You don't put the value of the area. You know what I mean? So Namio buttress now. I believe say any government really can for make extend the city, for make you reduce the population of Freetown, you have to try to build a bridge between Freetown and Lunge.
In addition to
extend the city, take go Potloko.
Mr. Moderator, I hope say you dey follow up on the Mama development.
Oh God.
I hope say you
No carry that. No carry that. No carry that. No can put the government. No can put Sierra Leone into armies of extreme. You don't even understand what's happening, Mama. No even carry that.
And Mr. Moderator, you can.
Okay, yeah, you can talk and then you follow. You can talk about the Mama.
Yeah. In addition to what you just say in terms
tell us what you make the
in terms of extending the city. Mm-hmm. Right. And I hope you probably understand this issue. Through the public-private partnership, government they establish another airport through public public-private partnership. And as part of our commitment, we not just the talk what do? We don't sign the agreement.
We dey revisit am.
We don't
NGC.
Okay. We don't sign the agreement. So we dey talk and do. We not dey just talk like how the KKY guys na intent, na this way they do. So we don't already sign the Mamama airport, and it's not just about the airport. We also plan for build a city in that area. So just for buttress on what you will try for say Freetown don't show government for look into for build another city. If fine for make the audience know say this is already waiting we don't decide for do and waiting we don't already do.
But one thing I want to ask me, APC brother, this Mamama airport, it cause economic growth in our country or it cause economic meltdown?
I don't know what you mean by economic growth or economic meltdown. Explain. Because sometimes when I can use some of these words, probably when I don't know what you know what's in
you don't know what's in economic growth and economic meltdown, the difference.
Okay, make I
no,
why
I ask you because
I tell you say
that is the reason why. So no, we not even listen. We there in an economic crisis right now. Una don't pull the country APC. We there in austerity, if you don't know that.
So you say the
hold on. I don't allow. Hold on. You ever know so we there in austerity? Economic austerity, you know that?
Go on.
By the APC government?
Go on.
10 years, where do we get austerity?
You know what's in austerity?
You don't even ask? Una government declare austerity. Don't you ask what's in austerity? Una government declare austerity. Don't you ask again?
You don't know.
You're supposed to. Una they ask, you don't even understand? Don't they say I don't know?
Okay,
you know what's in austerity, they ask again? It's the same on the APC government.
Chance for answer the question.
Una don't put
What's make you feel say the Mamama program, Mamama program it's not necessary.
You don't explain why it's not necessary.
So the Mamama project, I don't know if it's necessary or if it's not necessary. But timing, they say, is everything.
Thank you.
The timing is suspect. And it's a public-private partnership. Well, China partnership, not a public-private partnership. Let me tell you one thing with you guys.
What do you mean?
When I explain something to you, this government not able to deal with the traditional people like the European Unions. Why? Because the European Union then loan them, get human rights compliance attached to them.
A lot of catches.
Then get accountability things they attach to them. Then get good governance attached to them. And then I will deal with it.
Yes, that's true.
So what do? You go now the shortcuts to China.
China, yes.
When anything goes, and now they no more now they get loan them, and now they no more now want deal with because they actually literally give you guys the funds that they offload and pound, not these other people that will give you guys in tranches and offload the tranches based on performance and accountability. So typically, what would they grab? Then Ukiyeri say European Union, Ukiyeri say this British government, but these governments have now said, for engage countries them in aid or development packages, we are going to attach to them human rights compliance, good governance, democratic values, etc. So what do you guys do? When they run go China, when they go the other Arab place, then when keep doing that. But why is it suspect? The intention might be very good, but it's like you guys are trying to get the last scrapes in that country. Let us see these deals. Let's see what it entail. Let us see the debt financing. Let us see all that here. First of all, I want to let you know something. Do you even know that the government, they go to local banks for take money for service with debt so far? You don't even know that. About 50% of GDP goes towards debt financing. That is killing any country, let's tell you for something. Inflation in 2013 no more now be 8.5%. 2018 now 18% as per IMF. This is not sustainable.
18.5.
Yeah, 18.5. Okay,
18.5.
Let's go to something else. When I get 148 loopholes inside the revenue team, where when they say exempt, tax exempt, this tax exempt, 148 tax exemption loopholes. It's not sustainable. So before we fix next year, we go take more loan. I think timing is everything. I think say the economic fundamentals they know they. I really, with respect, I don't know whether the economists the way they advise this government for the go no more around the place. They go take money for do everything. Now all of a sudden now when I just they go around the place, they take money so they sign this, all these things because of strategic positioning. Because una feel say una they lost the election. In fact, una know they feel una no so una they lost the election, and una feel say now the last loot una not for left hand. And another thing, the thing.
No, the problem is
I believe that
APC they look at long-term goals. They look at short-term goals. I mean, they go out, they take loans from China. Just as long-term, short-term goals.
Okay, make I just buttress to what he just said. I'm glad because I think when we talk policy, it look like the SLPP man probably understand when I talk about public-private partnership. Yes, because he able to accept
because we don't know now. Now, Alusani. So now you go talk so. We can differently. Of course, Alusani, we not the best.
Una can cause the noise, but when I know they pay attention. Now this noise you cause stay enable for defeat bill. Now you all over the place.
You don't want. We're not going to election for me. No. Make a lie.
I'm glad me SLPP board are able to accept say in no the advantages and disadvantages of this policy, the public-private partnership with China. I'm glad you know that. Unlike me, NGC brother, you not even know what's in public-private partnership. Because if you know, you not go just jump into it, you begin to. My brother makes salient point. And I also, as a Sierra Leonean, I feel say that is something where every Sierra Leonean need for know. When government sign this kind of agreement, people need for know how it's talent, waiting at the lifespan of the agreement, and waiting at the benefit of it. That is a very salient point for me. Rather than you just jump and say, nah, nonsense, it's not good, it's not bad.
No, I never. In fact, I understand waiting a public-private partnership. In fact, I don't do it all throughout my life. So that's correct one. Then secondly, probably you can just say probably you are impressed you APC base. We understand that. So you can just make certain statements. Are well abreast with waiting a public. Even the layman and the omnibus know waiting a public-private partnership. May I tell you the reason is Sierra Leone economy they in meltdown for let we go into such Manama airport. If we go into them, we don't see experts on talk say no. This is not the time. This is not the time. Just because of we economy they in meltdown, we they drop down, we they fall. You can bring other burden, economic burden into the country where we not even strong. If we don't raise the bar, the economy don't strong. We they move further. Then one can say we bring something for expansion, like the expansion for the airport. But as of now, it's not the right time. So that's the reason why I'm telling you, and I tell you, say, this is not the time. Me APC brother, me SLPP brother say go tell you, the type of bank you point say to you Alassane brother, but you Alassane brother disagree with you. Yeah, agree with disagree.
Like I just ride on the back of me NGC brother. But how you go take that kind of capital investment project where you deficit in 2015 at 1.9 trillion. 1.9
No, don't talk about deficit right now. Not 2015, 2018.
No, in 2015, I be 2.8 trillion. 2016, 1.9 trillion.
Now 2018 at 3 point something trillion.
There's but trillion, boy. We don't come on billion, boy. We don't go trillion.
So you don't embarrass. You don't embarrass. You don't type of vote US. You don't understand border.
Then you are trust me.
You embarrass right now.
You like say don't allow
the man they talk, you they talk. At least not try for be a gentleman. When the
we all
man
gentlemen. We all
yeah,
gentlemen.
but when the me SLPP brother they making point, allow them making points, but you dey jump inside, you dey talk so talk
No,
so.
but you Alassane brother.
I get what you try to say. Take a while, you not like. How can you man can say you lose right now? You defend inside for catch. You point so you make it ain't in place. But what I want for just make you know is when we come into governance, in 2011 to 2012, you know, as a responsible government, you know what we do for make sure say we address with debt. Dr. Samuel Kama was part of it. We make sure say the debt where we meet. The debt where we meet as a government. You know what we do? NGC, we KQI now. You need
no, don't call KQI. Explain. Yes.
We try as a government for make sure say the international community cancel those debt. You know of that?
No. You get
okay, hold on, let him finish. When he
you know of that?
Why APC? Why not this so?
When you finish, then he can answer.
You know of that? And if you want for personal discussions, after I will give facts and I will give evidence. When we come into governance, we meet debt, but what do? We try for mitigator. That is what we did. You talk about now, say, why we go inside this kind of debt. Like I said, if very important, make people know how the public-private partnership is.
Okay.
It's all like this. Just make this one point. For example, you talk about for make a bridge, right? Investor can come say, I want make bridge from Poti to Lungi. Now me the fund that, right? But when I fund that, just like how developed countries did, when I fund them, me they make sure say I put conditions in place where I dey pull the money where I make the vote with. So this is how government they negotiate some of this agreement. It not basically means say that they can't take the money they give to government. Then they come, then do the job, and then go into an agreement with government. Say I will provide this service at this time, and this is what I will do for augment me debt. So that is why I tell you say it's fine for make you look into this agreement well and know how it works.
Okay, that comes to the next question what they asked, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You saying that, okay, now make you get when you say government, you get to opposition. For stuff like that for happen, I believe say if you go to parliament and vote on the opposition and the present government and vote on them and see if they win the vote, then they can go and then go into them. Okay, now when I feel say the government of Sierra Leone, the president to get too much power, that's salon for make decision.
Okay, before ever answer whether if the president get too much power, I get little concern. But before I answer that question, I just want draw attention to this man's statement we make about the APC kind of make debts and try for mitigating. Now a disgrace, not so a disgrace, now a disgrace to the whole Sierra Leone. For this man can, what they represent APC, can mislead the people. They tell the people say they meet debt, they mitigate them. The mitigation I go up to 3 trillion. You saw want to mitigate them, but right now, are the highest ever. SLPP by the time when they come out, most of the debt were cancelled.
Yes, debt relief.
And we got debt relief. And for instance, if you watch or the former president in statement where he hand over power to Anes Kuma, it is clearly stipulated. So as of now, we don't even get debt where they can claim
564 billion.
This is yes, we don't even get debt. So it's a disgrace. Yep. This is how the APC don't they do for mislead the people of Sierra Leone.
Yep, very true.
This is what I don't do. I must give a thumbs up to the former president, Tijan Kaba, for such. Right? So you get to apologize to the people of Sierra Leone they watch for that statement today. Una the 3 trillion above. Now the deficit. So it is no, answer the question. You answer is whether if the president get too much power. I feel say to such an extent, one can say yes, he gets too much power. One can say no, he not get too much power. I want to swing the pendulum into different sides. Me for one, not believe say the president, because we get 3 organs of government. We get the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. I don't believe say the president for appoint anybody for lead the judiciary where they happen right now. Because for let the judiciary be independent enough, I feel say there should be a separate commission where they appoint the head of the judiciary. But now we're seeing that the governor, the president, they do that. we may believe say it's not supposed to be. That is too much excessive power. It is an act of parliament, but I feel say such an act for being revisit. And also the neck. I feel say there should also be a separate body for appoint the neck chair. Because what I try to prevent is the fact that me appoint you, I appoint somebody where they subscribe to me own policy. We might want to paint it outside so it's an independent body. But guess what? The fact that me appoint you and put you in such a position, and it's try for all possible to appoint somebody who will be answerable to me indirectly, not publicly. So I feel say such positions, we not forget to the president, we try to get to certain commissions when they sit together and appoint certain people, so the people therefore be extremely independent, not answerable to anybody. For example, the head of the judiciary, the president can hire and fire. The neck, they can hire and fire. If we want to prevent all this, if me not the president of today, I give instruction to the judiciary, say I want the vice president. I want unless so things happen. And it happen because guess what? Now me appoint you. If you not do them, they pull you up and they sack you. So me just want to make certain restrictions then and day. Yes, the government, the president of the day forgets power, but certain power where they move over to the other organs of government is serious concern.
Okay, Mr. SLPD.
So, yes, I will go to that, but it is very unfortunate. It's a willful misrepresentation of the fact. SLPP be able to get loan relief. The wipe will loan clean slate, and in His Excellency Dr. Alaji Tijan Kabai handing over note 564 billion leons was there as a surplus. What's they done? 300 million of them go immediately to una inauguration. Una go put an inside it. 300 million went straight to inauguration 2007. And then una begin mess up everything. Moving on. The president gets a lot of power, and Mr. Job don't highlight some of them. The president gets too much hiring and firing authority, including judges. It's too much. Then another issue again, why I say the president get excessive power is that, for instance, on the eve of an election, the president can change the Inspector General of Police, and the president can change next year. The president can change judges, etc., etc. Is it not suspect that the president be able for fire a vice president, and the justice sector being thinks say that was acceptable, a decision that has been questioned by ECOWAS court, where also the people that will question that decision, the way the government, in fact, they refuse to implement the recommendations to the government, they are also good judges. So what is the difference in the legal thinking? The difference in the legal thinking is that there is all suspicion that that decision, wherein the firing of a vice president was acceptable in Sierra Leone, was not a right decision. But that's for another day. Posterity go judge we. But these are some of the things the way they happen when you get a president, we get excessive power, especially this hiring and firing power. But in fact now, out of this power where this president get, Unago Makeni, the president, he override the view of all the people there. He hand select who they want for a replacer and vice president. So he's saying that chairman and leader in this is too much. The man, they just, in fact, like they say the power where he gets not do, it just they add more power. Okay. And it is unfortunate.
Mr. APC.
Again, your question is waiting at the if you say we feel say the power of the president is too much
power.
Make I just make a correction, my brother. There is a conflict there to what you just said. There's a difference between the state constitution and the party constitution. So what you just say, so you they talk about the All People's Congress as a political party with constitution. Allow me make a line. you say we go convention. Allow me, please. I want to make a demand this time. When we go convention, whatever decision we take today, it fall within the mandate of the All People's Congress Constitution. That hasn't got anything to do with the Sierra Leone Constitution. So that just correct you on that.
Yeah.
So it's not like the president go borrow other power. So that's just a correction. So this is just my personal view. Do I think the president get too much power? No. He not get too much power. That is why under democracy, we get what they call rule of law, separation of power, checks and balances. Developed countries like America, the same system they operate. The president, they appoint judges for serve now the Supreme Court. Now the president of the United States, now in they do am. So law not make like say waiting the happen na Sierra Leone, it contrary to waiting the happen in other areas than at the world. But not to the president, they sack him. A judge to what he just say. The president they appoint him, they go through what? Parliament. And always una say una also fail for talk about the functions of parliament. The president gets a constitutional right for appoint. And parliament also gets in your right for approve. So it's not like una they try to talk like say all the power they na the presidency and the president get your role. And the parliament, you can go if parliament feels say you are not qualified for serve in that position. Parliament gets a right also for say no. So I don't feel say the president get too much power. The president gets in your role where they play, and we also get other arms of government where they also get a role where they play.
But there is no proper separation of power.
Okay, now you want buttress that?
Yeah. Well, I know I'm buttress. I want to take exception to him. The two way they talk about parliament. This man, Speaker Abel Armstrong, who was fired. The president, the man. Let's say, hold on. Let's say what happened. In fact, an insult for compare what's happening in America and what's happening in Salon. Because you get a system in America wherein you not get 444 in America. In 2012 election, I be there Salon 444. All you needed really, if they give you symbol. Well, I explain to you. So, what happened if the president, you understand, not get an independent, like for instance, the APC, for instance, we're supposed to be checks and balances. They not they provide the checks and balances because Abel Armstrong they go amend the parliamentary act or whatever for let the constitution we don't say you get for be a judge or a lawyer of 10 years standing equivalent to a judge for let you be speaker. They amend Dandy for let Abel Armstrong promote for let SBB Dumbuya come. Then they back become very contentious, but because the APC told the line of the president, as they always do, whether not for good or for bad, that's decision stand.
But that is
so
not
hold on.
We are talking about the duties of the president.
Now we get to go to the next.
But we get for standing on the nothing for do with the president.
Okay, it's time for to.
Combat, there is no separation of powers.
I go to APC now. Okay. I'm not saying I'm not in a power right now in Dr. Samura and I'm a presidential candidate, right? Waiting if Dr. Samura win the presidency in Salon, the APC win again. Waiting una they do for improve the educational system. That's Sierra Leone. What you go do? Waiting Dr. Samura go do where Tijan Kabano do to improve the educational system in Salon.
Okay. Thank you so much again. Like I said in the opening, when we come into governance, we know so we're not able to do everything. So what do we decide for do? We decide for prioritize certain areas that we feel say within 5 years we can able for do one. One of the areas then is education. We just make a mention. It's a fact that generally education get challenges with regards to the impact of social media on we picking them, the performance of Sierra Leoneans generally in terms of public exam. That's a fact. We can go into that debate later. But as a government, what do? We know say we for encourage we picking them for go school. What the government do? You know about the girl child program. What the government do? We make a commitment where girl picking them na Sierra Leone who have tuition free. That is just a step for JSS 1, JSS 2, and JSS 3. So, waiting that mean for encourage that girl picking we feel safe, you know able for challenge the boy picking. Once you know say he can go school, and mommy no go too worry for pay blah 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 fee. We do that. When Ebola hits Sierra Leone, what the government do in terms of education? We say for 1 or 2 years, we know they go. We begin they don't sit down as schools. They know they go school. What the government do? We create a program wherein, if you did GSS 1, government they pay for you for 3 times. If you did GSS 2, government they pay for you for 2 times. If you did GSS 3, government they pay for you for 1 time. These are all strategies for encourage and foster education in Sierra Leone. NPSC and Beke, of course, I guess una know that. Now free in Sierra Leone. You know they pay NPSC fee, you know they pay Beke fee. Don't go to the colleges. Afobe College I go, and me boy than Afobe College you go. Afobe College, now West Africa, was one of the best institutions. When we come into governance, like for me, I never sleep in a hostel. If you go there, you know, spatial and shit everywhere. Afobe College was like trash. That is what we met. And you know what we do? We transform. And I hope so when they follow that. We transform out the existing structures, the way they rehabilitate them, and we also amphitheater also will be the graduates. It's now been extended. Of course, KKY get public lecture there. I hope so you see them. They go to Jala University. When we come into governance, when the war hit, and I hope so you know this, Jala University then be there free time. In fact, PKO me. Then classroom then I say be there like this. Now they didn't not pass stone. Now they sit don't take class. So what the government do? We make sure we send Jala University back. Namokonde. We rehabilitated Jala University campus. Yeah, like and today Jala University go back.
Okay, first of all, this now some of the problems them we face. APC them very tricky. We then they try for personal information for fool the people them. I don't do one for the longest time. But we are not going to do it now because we not blind. We see exactly the educational facilities in the city. We see whether if it improve or it go down. Make I tell you first of all what KKY plan for do before ever I come to some of the things that we raise. KKY plan for depoliticize. First of all, we get an educational emergency. This is from KKY. Educational emergency because the system this from who that?
From KKY.
Oh, now you Tifa.
No, they talk about what's in president.
Yeah, they talk about what's in KKY.
No, in they talk about what's in KKY there for.
Yeah, when they get an educational emergency because we education they drop. We not get the facilities then. If you go to school, I'm surprised you make mention of 1 or 2 things they want I don't do. You fail to realize the bulk of the educational system. Go to schools them, go to secondary schools them, go to certain tertiary institution. You could be surprised. Go watch the toilet facilities. I tell you, they tell them they want to go school. With the toilet in a bush. Today as I speak. Students then the toilet in a bush because the toilet facilities is poor. And you they sit down and they talk about the educational system improve. What's it improve about the educational system? We they depoliticize KKY. Because APC, I'm not done. Hold on. Don't speak when I speak. I give you a chance. We they depoliticize the political system, and guess what? I don't say so. They declare an educational emergency because some people then they go choose causes where the causes they benefit them at the end of the day. We know that. We don't do a research for proof say people don't graduate from Fobe College. No get job just because of the areas where they choose for go. So we then look into that for make sure say we get certain areas then what we know say students will choose areas then we're more marketable. So when they graduate, they go able to do something at the end of the day. We're not concerned about that. We're not concerned, APC concerned much about how they politicize the educational system. Now, even KKY don't talk say, it need to go be head of chancellor for go begin sit down there, for go do it. They left the expert them for deal with the situation, the educational system. It they move out. He left the expert choose the best people there for doing. Una not believe that. Una always would they see the president, vice president always they go in the convocation to do this, they do that. We know they do that. We they left and get the expert. We they choose. Una appointment is all on.
Okay.
And they say it's not wrong. Make I give you another one. Okay, make I give you because he afraid. Because he afraid. You know why he afraid? You know why afraid? No. Hold on. You know why? Una don't do it in the past. Stop this, man.
Okay.
Una don't do it in the past. You know why afraid? Because he knows say. If you go there right now, he is so unpopular among the students. So that's why he not go there. He refuse. That is fact. That is fact. I want to give you one more point. One point. Now, for less students go into college or university, then they go pay college form or university form. The government's not able to provide them free for the picking. Now, what the KKY says, we they take that college or student, that form they went over 300,000 free for students. While we picking them for the pay for go into university for just ordinary form. APC it's a disgrace. That's the reason why we for be communal power. We don't need una now. Una go. Una don't do so much thing for upper with education.
So una na college form una they make free.
Okay, I tell you, I don't give you different points. I say we they do an educational emergency. For look into every areas. That's one. I tell you about
detail.
You know what's in an educational emergency? Look into every areas.
How?
Okay, if I go into details, then I go into an historical discussion.
I don't say intent.
Which government will not get intent where they want to do something? Samura not get intent.
I don't say intent.
Answer my question. Samura not get intent.
Okay, now you can give.
You know who answer the question.
And SLPP answer the question. Which is, if you party win. What are you going to do for improve the educational system of Salon?
Right. So, first of all, Mr. Komba mislead people and not to APC make Jala go back. These were pipeline things. The SLPP, already hold on. SLPP, already put all the infrastructure in place for Jala for move. That is a fact. So not going to do the here. Say na APC. No, don't do that. Okay. So let's move on. But first of all, we can talk all them big things they are, but let's go back to basics. Free basic quality education. Wherein it's not just free as in let boku pikin and can school. That's not the idea. The idea is if where you get from enrollment to graduation rates therefore increase. Where the picking come class 1, if we're able to graduate, we want to see down the quality basic education. A basic education that is gendered in approach. So what do I mean? Boy, girl, pupil ratio. For ensure say we able attract more girls into the school, and we for ensure say the boy girl ratio who close that gap there for ensure say we girl children are empowered, they self able done school. But what other thing what they do is this shift system where first shift, second shift don't really mess up the educational system. We want to see how we improve that day and get rid of this shift system. Make we go back to those days we had the school system. You go school, the quality not so even tell we tire you this everybody go school in that way. We want to encourage even free up to like them the care WASC for do that in there.
The case already free.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is we are trying to expand that even with time to even the university.
Okay, for build on waiting we don't
you know,
so
you can choose for be disruptive at the top, that's okay too. But I they try for say the
you don't want to recognize what you don't do. Then I don't remind you.
Then when one other thing where they happen is that when people them don't graduate, we're not able to forget people that for specialize. So all man don't graduate from College of Medicine, but today now Dr. Naim no more get as you know as a psychiatric doctor. We want for support people then for go to graduate level programs for specialize and come back. We want for align with educational system to the job market. We want for make we education they support the job market rather than people just being educated for the sake of education. We want for you make a lot of inaccurate statements, for instance, about Frobe College. If you see the state of Frobe College right now, where people they literally sit up a bench and all that, it is dilapidated.
Is Frobe College rehabilitated?
No. So is it under rehabilitation? Is different from
rehabilitation.
Yeah. So Lord left this business. I was in Freetown last year. I go now all them place there. The education system is a mess. You know how they call a minister? They say verification minister. From where 10 years ago, they have verification. A signature program na verification. You know it Dr. Alpha we own education minister do. You all tell you do. We own education minister. He restructure the entire education system na salon. We make today. We get Jala University. We get Bo Campus. We get this. All that things so we see so now. We make the education system look sensible na salon, and because of Eti Wuri, Dr. Alpha Tijam Wuri. So we know this thing. Not so by guess who they power. Today, Dr. Ba they try for getting footing inside this tier. The man don't play out of a league. He is struggling with this education system.
Okay.
So we want for let we come back and restructure this thing. We don't mess up. We'll be there on full gear. We don't bring we back. But we'll go fix it again. We know how to fix educational system.
All right. If we reach this side right now, we can't take a break. We'll come back again for we can continue with this discussion, which is very good for we people them with the listen, with Sierra Leone people them. You know me say, well, you know, SLPP, APC, we all not can come together and we talk about the issues. If now this will be the do way back when we election the kind of salon, we all they come and discuss issues and all that. I believe say we continue for to improve. And also they get a lot of people them way they send comments say, okay, now so man and they in the studio for this discussion, okay? And they throw out an invitation to the woman themselves next week. If you want to be part of this, you a political party, you like you send one pound woman representative them till the election they come. We can get another discussion with the woman themselves come because you know not to go. I mean, that's not to go further or develop where women are not go there. So, if you're interested, before the end of the show, I'll give you a number away when I will call and then we can set them up for next week. Alright, well, right now, I'll give you some music whilst we take a break. Of course, we get for go past water. So, when they listen. And then also, when they listen right now, if we get any questions, I will begin to take the questions them on the comments. If you na APC, you want to ask SLPP questions, you put and say, okay, you na APC, they ask this question to SLPP or NGC, or NGC you want to ask APC question, you do that. So go on the comments and type in your question, and I can ask what I want to make. I ask the questions. So when I listen to Slmtv Radio, once again, me na DJ Man Silver Voice. This is na political discussion we do today na Slmtv Radio. Listen to this good music, and we will come back again, all right?
Baby, come back. Gimme, bo, gimme. Come back, oh, baby, come back. Gimme, bo, gimme. Hey, yo, this is for Barry up in this. The 2008-2009 award winner. You know what I mean? I'm back again. Episode microphone and we on. Don't mind it, Dede. Give me, boo, give me.
Give me love, yeah. Give me love, yeah. Give me love, yeah. Can give me love, yeah. Me old firewood, give me love, yeah. Come home, me old firewood, come back. Come home, me old firewood, come back. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know me old firewood, come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know me old firewood, come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. Officer, where we scatter like that. We know parts, and it be know that. Why you want to put me on your mind? I give you inch, you want take mile. So we put study a rata for take charge. Tell me, baby. We put study a rata for take charge. Tell me, baby. Now bigger the big on it. Come back, baby girl. Now bigger the big on it. Do ya no go? Come on, me old firewood, come back. Come on, me old firewood, come back. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know me old firewood, come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know me old firewood, come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. Take what you get until you get what you want to. Why you want about a diamond shoes when you don't want them know in size? Swell I wait till you don't jump fast before you take the next one though. I prefer the devil when I don't see it to the one when me not ever see it. Oh baby, come on. Oh baby, come on. You know me only, you know me only, you know me only. You know me only, the old firewood, you know me only. Now you first the lane on my phone, I screen saver, cost me 2 fever. Now you first the lane on my phone, I screen saver, cost me 2 fever. Can't give me love, yeah. The old firewood, give me love, yeah. Can't give me love, yeah. The old firewood, give me love, yeah. Come on, the old firewood, come back. Come on, the old firewood, come back. You know me old firewood. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know me old firewood. Come back, oh baby, come back. You know say I miss you. I don't care for can't take me baby, me darling, me honey. They like waiting and talk, I let them. I go check them, baby come. More firewood, no advocate. One stick matches, some for make it blaze. Hey yeah, baby, come on. Hey yeah, baby, come on. All waiting, no pasta, no mean I dey feel 'em, baby girl. All waiting, no pasta, no mean I dey feel 'em, baby girl. Apologize, baby, do ya no go? Come on, me old firewood, come back. Come on, me old firewood, come back. I've been around the world. I've seen a lot of pretty girls. I've been around the world. I ain't never seen a girl like you. Said I've been around the world. I've seen a lot of pretty girls. I've been around the world. I ain't never seen a girl like you.
I've been all around, been through the storms, baby girl. Been worldwide, but still no other girl. I see them, hell yeah, but I diss them. Fake hair, fake nails, not one kiss them. Trust me, you're cutie with the booty. From Gucci's to groupies, nobody got your beauty. You stay fly, year round, you stay high. So I didn't make sure for the right, let this love no go die. I got you, relax, don't worry about Stacy. Me hot to cool, nobody gonna replace me. I don't ready for low, take the world by storm. Then hold on you close, let your body feel warm. Gonna hold on you tight, let you feel the connection. Mix sweet love with all the love and affection. You're so right, you're the best in the world. So believe when I say, you don't make a fall in love. Make sweet love so this can last forever. But put a ring on your finger. Make sweet love so this can last forever. You find you sexy, look you get y'all plenty. And it's like you short all the girls so they envy. You stay fly, natural, don't make up like other girls, but still stay on top. Salon best set cover girl. Listen. No need for stress, me chasing other chicks. Believe that's nonsense, I don't chase all skirts. But I need to get you hurt, so ignore the fake bobbies when you see them in flirt. Been a player, I've been through it all. But why sell on fast food when you're the best in the world? It's so simple, look at you, so beautiful. So why waste time and be disrespectful? Real talk, a lot of girls I could be chasing. But believe when I say it's my time could be wasted. So baby relax, they're not getting not to know you. Cause around the 7 seas, there's no girl like you. There's no girl like you. Sweet love, so this can last forever. Go put a ring on your finger. Make sweet love, so this can last forever. I thought I had it all, felt like I was accepted. It's good love, but I was taken for granted. Time to move on, I was done with the searching, but then you came along. Now it's love in the making. You got me relaxed, ease up your mind. You're the best in the world, so I'm gonna make you mine. Baby, back, let me sit this, not Paris, the city of love, so I can finish with some parrots. So, now we the give flow, everybody know. You lead the party, take body well. Go drink together, which one you go get? Omo Odada, people can shower. This one a wine, not the quarter. People they call me Two-Face, because I play with sadness. And I know if my people not sharing a mortal devil with one face. I
I'm from the studio, straight to the club. Any guy we sign out, straight to the pub. No soft, only champagne. This sound the hits make you feel no pain. Murana Crystal, we they run this town. Everybody know we they do sweet sound. We live there all around this town. That's why the race us as the number one.
George, anyhow they do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta. Voila. Anytime we enter. A fire. Anyhow we enter. Anyhow they do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta. Make you know the one. Right now we dey run down the edge. Mortal Death and they run down the edge. So right now we dey run down the edge. Murana Crystal they run down the edge. Even though people try to disturb us, but God was surprised and still never talk.
Silly, I dey pay you the check. Scatter the bar, Crystal the in charge. Everybody, come and dance. This kind of party, they come and join. This time opportunity, so come and dance. Hey, I dey fear, this thing is sweet. So carry and go. I pick no way to come on time.
George, anyhow they do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta. Voila. Anytime we enter. A fire. Anyhow we enter. Anyhow they do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta.
All the girls they just they eye me. They want sign me, they want to dance with me. Bounce around, let's do the dirty wine. Now in straight line, let's do the dancing. Up and down, today we the rocking down. I want to dance, but they know they give me chance. They enjoy the shot, see the bobo get game. The bobo get fame, and the bobo maintain.
George, anyhow they do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta. Voila. Anytime we enter. A fire. Anytime we enter. Anyhow we do. We scatter the dance hall anytime we enter. Here we go. We make all the fans them go Colomenta. Voila. Anytime we enter. A fire. Anytime we enter.
We feel it, we feel it. Murana Crystal must have 2010. For your music live. You know the demo.
All right. Yes, I'm your solid DJ man, the silver voice. Yes, we're back again on Slmtv radio, bound on with this political discussion with it going right now on Slmtv radio. Like I say earlier, of course, we all know say the election day around the corner, which could take place March 7 by God in power. We pray for a peaceful election at Salon because we know all of people then go through another suffering again. We don't be through a lot through rebel war, through Ebola and through mudslide. Don't lost a lot of lives then. We don't want nothing for happiness Salon. Let the election be free and fair. Everybody go vote, go back now in Osaful, wait for the results and all that. So with that being said, we don't come back again to this discussion, this political party discussion we get in Slmtv radio. So now I go back again to the questions then. The last question we end up with is the educational system in Salon, where I ask them how they will improve if the party, if the presidential candidates win, what they will do for improve the educational system in Salon. I mean, all year what they say, what they will do, APC talk, what they not be do, what they will do for everybody. Everybody conscious say yes, the educational system in Salon need improvements. Because back then, we know say people them they come out overseas. Because even like me inside the work, I get two white guys and we are always the proud. They talk to me with respect and all that because they went to Fube College. That's when they study. They know about Sierra Leone and all that, which I'm proud of. But I don't believe say stuff like that they happen again where people and they come overseas. They go salon, they go study and graduate in a salon, they feel proud of that and all that. So what we can do for being down the comeback way, people them they come on other countries, not only Western world, even Ghana, Nigerians them they go in a salon, they forget their education to Miltimagai or to the Fube College. So what we could do for we improve that educational system again in a salon. And that not the only thing. What the government could do for improve the technology wise in terms of internet facility in a salon. Because then they back they create job in a salon, that's one. And then they back they help the school picking them back in a salon. Because even when we go right now, I don't get a laptop and computers them for go give me school where I go, my primary school and my secondary school, like I will tell the NGC man. But I mean, you go carry them stuff and they go, how they go get internet facility? You know what I mean? And the question I want to ask right now is, right, waiting if you party win or you presidential candidates win, what it go do for improve the technology wise in terms of like the internet facility and salon? Because right now, like as I talk to now, we get different countries, them African countries, and we they listen past Sierra Leone. It's not like people that don't want to listen at salon, but they don't get the internet facility is not strong in Sierra Leone. And then they pay a lot of money in Sierra Leone doing this phone companies them when they get in a salon, then they eat people the money in a salon too much. Even when I go salon, I spend more money on telephone than what they America. Because anytime when you call, when you try to talk to somebody in America now or in a salon, trust me, before you know, they say top up, you get for buy another top up. Whereas America now they pay $50 or $45 for a month. In salon you spend past down it. If you really want to, when you talk now, you spend past down it. So what thing? Make an ask SLPP first. What do you party go do now win for improve the technology wise in terms of like internet facility in a salon?
Right. So first of all, this fiber way APC don't put optic will go for bring and down the tick now finally. From 2012 or 13, we fiber optic don't fasten up that tick. We not see this translate into the lives of people. You know, secondly, so what we go do is operationalize this whole fiber optic thing here. Make sure say the funds where this fiber optic business they don't eat that money. They $20-something million. They not able to account for them. The projects not able to go better side. So that is one thing we go do. We go also make sure say NatCom we don't become bedfellows with the phone company where they levy heavy tariffs on the people. Make them stop this thing here. So we they make sure say the tariffs they will people and they get they will be sensible tariffs. Sierra Leone get one of the highest tariffs them. And one of the poorest country get one of the highest tariff. There's a mismatch somewhere. We they try for fix them thing and they. We also try for engage them phone companies there also for let them understand say people should get what they are paying for. But then come with this 3G, the thing not better. Now they say 4G. You wanna always get a MiFi. Now they get for left MiFi, then they go to 4G. Whilst they don't buy MiFi for $100+, they don't become useless. Then they pay $400,000 per month in they work. Not under SLPP. Would they get a serious adult discipline conversation in NatCom? Some regulations have to take place. We get for meet with them phone companies there. We cannot do business as usual. With people them need for do better. Look Kenya, 16 million money telephone banking. Now they take place in Kenya every day. Why? Because of internet, like we say, mobile phone banking. Kenya, Ebo, we, nothing. Even this thing where they say Airtel money. But let I get myself, me only for the work. You say you go to this post, you say me know they do Airtel money. It is so these are the simple things we get for fix. You know, things then the way una APC they try. They don't try. They come, they make this whole showcase, fiber optic, this, that, we see a Lonely Beach. You know, let's say again. You not see the internet. But we don't say $20-something million, that take you, would are not taking you. We don't do business like that. We are going to ensure accountability. We are going to ensure that we party work in the interest of Sierra Leoneans, not in the interest of these multinational phone companies. A new sheriff is going to be in town with a lead serious reforms them. We will improve this technology base. So Nadande, me go talk for now.
Okay. APC, why I'm about to that because
I'm glad my brother make mention of the fiber optic. This night debate where a lot of people they go into, especially if you dare against the government, just like how my brother from the opposition say the fiber optic, then go bring them down. Now they fight more than they will. But you know, say that is the job of an opposition. Opposition, they know they believe anything way you say. The most important way they want for do now, they want to score political points. So if fiber optic now a successful story, it not go talk on it. If fiber optic don't do this, it not go talk on it. But for make you know waiting we don't do in terms of technology and with regards to fiber optic, ask yourself how una left Sierra. Then you go know say yes, fiber optic na a story, na a true story. Yes, there might be challenges, but if one for be sincere with we said, the government telecommunication where that was state owned, Sierra was there. You know that. So to respond to the issue of fiber optic, Sierra is a testament to fiber optic because Sierra was there. When we come into governance, Africell, Airtel or Witty, these are private owned. The government owned communication when Sierra was there. We've resurrected them. And you feel see how we do it. We just do them by creating lines up the space. It's by making sure we put structures in place for make Sierra they operate how they operate. So today, yes, there are challenges with regards to how a need for operate in terms of speed and what have you. That is a fair argument for me. You make mention of mobile banking. Let's be sincere with yourself. Yes, mobile banking, they're not Sierra Leone. Is there might be challenges. Yesterday, if you in a village, somebody wants to send money to it, he can do it to where you tell money. This is something going on. Does that mean a nugget a perfect? No. Are there challenges? Yes. Do we need to work on that? Yes. So for make you just say the fiber optic, and all the down. As an opposition, that's a fair point. I understand the point, but as a government, the truth is, all the optic, they don't. We know the optic we are latif. We did they down or fall the thief man. So I just want to make that correction on that. And what do we need for do now going forward? You talk about NATCO, when are the regulatory agency for these mobile companies? As a Sierra Leonean, yes, that's a fair argument. Do we need these mobile companies then tariff for be a little bit affordable wherein go hit on with the citizens then? Of course, yes. So as a government, what do you need for do? Just like what you say, you need for meet with these mobile companies and create the avenue wherein Sierra Leoneans they no go feel say these mobile companies they kill them. But to close, we all go agree say communication in Sierra Leone is far more better how it was 10 years ago. Through WhatsApp, now WhatsApp, Facebook.
you dey in a village through WhatsApp, you dey call somebody now. You no need for buy calling card again. Waiting you make you feel say this thing they happen. It's because of government, they put structures in place for address those areas. Are there challenges? Of course, yes.
Okay, now NGC.
Alright, make an address. This is not the reason why we get for voting. We don't want both APC and SLPP. Because on the two parties there, SLPP don't fail in that area. APC, on a try for come on, they wanna fail. You make mention of say the internet, the WhatsApp calling and this. It has the expenses of the local people. If you don't know that day. See where other content they pay less than $1 for make the internet connection go speed. The people don't understand they pay greater than that amount. They use the boast of that. It is shame for me as far as I'm concerned. And me brother make mention say they want to bring the fiber optic down. If we don't have a policy that they don't have the SLPP, I'm afraid it's a wrong policy. We know what bring the fiber optics down because it's not a bad initiative. Just that the APC not able to do much for improver. We the NGC they improve the fiber optic, and we make them more viable so that the locals, the Sierra Leone, they will improve on that. It's a good initiative. I'm not lying. That is a good initiative from the APC. But the APC failed for improve and for make the thing really reach out to every facet of the national life. So we need to put them down. With the result, we can't put the fiber is good with the result. Then we also they get what we call they reduce the tariff for internet access. That is a big problem. When the tariff go up, when they find out say the people don't get access, they don't get money, and they charge them too much for pay. How many times you gonna free turn? Right now, just like what the DJ they say, the people that needed login now Slmtv na free turn simply because they don't get the necessary data and not get the tariff too high. Human being, people don't go left them 5,000, 10,000 for go buy food, for live under the $1 a day. Then they go put on the internet for can log in, for can watch debate online. So if they put in order of priority, people are more focused for address the young pressing issues, not even concentrate on the internet access for know exactly where they go on in the world, around the world. This is how only the APC don't try to manipulate the people there, because when I just close that area there, they need to even see for read, for know, for exactly abreast themselves with fact of una false propaganda they want to do. Because they don't get the internet access. That is the reason why KKY they reduce the tariff. So that each and every Sierra Leoneans then will get access to internet. Not only that, for get access to internet now one thing, for increase the speed and the bandwidth. It is too slow. You can have access to internet, but you don't get speed and bandwidth for logging to so many websites, neither online programs. So we increase them. So you come back to the public-private partnership. We partner with each and every mobile company institutions for telling us, look here, we wanna commit ourselves to some social responsibilities. Waiting on our social responsibility. How wanna they affect, wanna they make sure say the Sierra Leoneans then. That is the reason why I said we need to bring down the fiber optics. We will improve on APC, the fiber optics so that don't get. Okay. We will improve on that.
So
we will bring them down.
At least you accept say fiber optic day. Me born and say
then we get a world standard incubator at the camp. No, we get a world standard incubator. We get a world standard incubator. These are some of the areas that we will look at. I want to make you understand this. And I want to tell my fellow Sierra Leoneans then. Sierra Leone, whilst other countries they improve, we they relegate. As at now, if you log in, the more people, the people that will log in for watch me right now people are in the diaspora. Instead, I will not get the access. Then both APC and SLPP, always we don't do this, we don't do. We don't want know about what you don't do. If it's not working, on a system not working.
Can they not get Nazi way don't do?
Okay. Before this is something where I feel mad about what they can not get Nazi way not do. Before we President and Escoma come into power and not do nothing. Why una they take gun, shoot candle food, where una una refuse to say they gonna shoot una own foot, where una will try for kind to power. So stop that. Stop that double standard. Let me talk about we plants the way we get. The plan we told us, una both plants they need to work. We don't try for 56 years. Sierra Leone is draining. It's draining.
Okay.
So me they tell with Sierra Leone, they say, this is the time for make we try new dimension. We try new thing where they work. Always to
And
another
then we
level.
get new direction.
Okay.
Not go inside.
Alright, now.
What are the new direction?
Okay, now we don't hear.
Oh, well?
Now we don't hear all three the party them what they do for improve the technology wise and saloon in terms of the internet stuff. Then because just like I said, the Sierra Leone people them they spend a lot of money into that phone system. The top up. Because I look at it the way like I say where I go salon, I see I see the way people they spend money, even the money where people they spend, they're able to get them for it for the day per phone. And I know see you they get 2 phones. Everybody got like 2 phones each. You know what I mean? Like you get Sierra Tell, you get Afisel not for call Sierra Tell, the money go bomb. Then Sierra Tell for call Afisel, the money go bomb. I don't understand all picture there. But I believe say everybody like when I don't talk good intention there for improvement because we say one for let them improve that because that they will improve even the educational system as a whole. Because if you look at the Pekin now America now, every American Pekin know how to play with computer, know how to type, you know each no way to know how to send email and all that. But Sierra Leone is way backward on that. So if they improve that, it will very good for the people of Sierra Leone. Because in as much as the government get for cargo, you ever think about the people them waiting and the basic necessity of the people them in Sierra Leone. Okay, now the question why they can ask now is if you party win, what's now the amendment where you party go want for review into Sierra Leone? The reason why I ask this question is about this dual citizenship because you get a lot of people that will come on our window salon, we spend a lot of money trying to contest election. After they don't spend all this money and come back and tell us because of they have dual citizenship, they're not supposed to contest an election for being a member of parliament and salon. So if you party win, is that an amendment where you presidents go visit and try for amend? Anyway, let's have people that go first.
Well, it really unfortunate that the constitutional review process, because it not be as effective as it being for B, a lot of missed opportunities then they because the constitutional review process before they're able for capture them thing and fix them loopholes then they so I don't believe say then thing they are for the tinker with them on a government by government basis, which is why this constitutional review process where I think it has ended or maybe it's still ongoing, I don't know, but I think it's ended before address that here. But definitely dual citizenship in my view means I'm able for vote in my country. If I go there, I'm able to get voting right.
No, we can even do absentee ballot.
Right, and if I am a dual citizen and I can vote, so why I not for turn parliamentarian? They say to vote and be voted for. So I believe say a lot of people that they actually blame APC for this dual citizenship. But the truth of the matter is that the dual citizenship clause be always there, but it be silent. Be silent.
And I believe a lot of people that don't become ministers do that.
Exactly. So it was silent because the previous government, including interestingly, and the Skurma in government.
And the SLPP.
Nine previous government. Then I don't need for say the previous government.
And SLPP.
No, APC in the current government.
Okay. The previous.
But SLPP now previous.
Oh God, good. Now you know. Let's go.
No, you they painfully overstate the obvious. The previous government was SLPP.
Good.
And APC is the incumbent.
Perfect.
So,
that's all I want to
so
know.
the point I'm making is that, so this thing be done there now, the constitution, it was silent because all the, including honest, we get parliamentarian and minister, they say we instead not hire we now dual citizens. It just interesting now, all of a sudden now you get this wow moment, say, you know what, dual citizenship, it don't wake this sleeping dog here. But what this has taught us is that you cannot leave these kinds of clauses and hope for the best intentions of a government. They have to be fixed through an amendment process or a constitutional review process where we don't miss out, because you can't just keep reviewing constitutions like now pamphlets. So me believe say, since it don't become such a topical issue for this election cycle, where the APC government don't exploit them for deprive some people, or where it don't attempt for use them as an opportunity for deprive some people from contesting past way neck don't fix that and don't make Dr. KKY the run, then it is a grounds for the SLPP when they go into power, let them look at them as a matter of urgency. Therefore, look at them. And me believe say it is a shame on APC for use as a political decoy for prevent Dr. Kaneyom Kela from running. It is a very unfortunate situation, especially so when APC don't benefit from diasporans. They don't go. They don't fund APC in 2007. They help them win election. They use them. Then all of a sudden now, where they don't get the resource base, they don't need diasporans there again now. Now they want to get rid of them. That's unfortunate. But we'll fix that situation. And we support Dr. Yomkela for let he win that case there. Because we will not try for reduce the political space. We try for open the space. We want more parties there. Because who knows say Madabio is going to win the election. So we don't worry about how many candidates that they come. You understand? So we want more dual citizens then for run. And we will fix them.
Thank you. APC.
Yeah, I think now two issues there on this one issue they discuss. One, the right to vote as a somebody will get citizenship from another country, where you're not a citizen of Sierra Leone, if you get right for vote. I think the law clear. Yes, you get right for vote. So
okay.
Then they know they in
contention. If you get right for vote, why you not get right for contest?
Yeah, so that is the other issue. Do you have right to vote? The answer is yes. Mm-hmm. So then enough for just clear the perception where probably some diaspora then get say even make county, they know they even make a vote again. That is false.
Okay.
You can vote like me, I register. That's false. I register, right? And keep in mind, you know why this debate is very interesting. It's sad for say that we get for the very first time at the politics of Sierra Leone, we get somebody where they contest for the highest office. He has never voted. You see how funny the debate today. That is why this debate so big, because the very the first time voter list it don't expand, because we get somebody who is probably over 50 when I very first day they vote. We also na a clear signal show say the man wasn't serious for being president. Ask yourself this question. Don't put politics aside. If you really know say elect Salon, you say you elect Salon, you want to be president as Salon. I cannot imagine you born as Salon. You do your primary school, secondary school, you went to Jala University, you even became minister of government. How on earth you know ever exercise your franchise? Then now you say you want to be president. So morally or socially, then they automatically just don't show. Say Kande Yom Kela is not a stable and prepared candidate.
Okay.
the issue of disqualify, not disqualify, it's not to APC one for disqualify Kande. It is fact that Kande, as recent as last year, was still a citizen of the United States. Two of us. The man is not even able to tell the people when he denounced his citizenship. The exact time. So let people pay attention to how they debate the Kande Keller. How can you clear? And majority of Sierra Leoneans, they accept, see, if you are a citizen of, if you get dual citizenship, you get rights for vote. But the highest office, when a president, majority of Sierra Leone, including me, my opinion is, you cannot contest for president of Sierra Leone if you get dual citizenship. I think that's a fair argument to make.
Make a kind say. You know, these are some of the things that we una APC they propagate for score a political point. It's sad that you use the term first-time voter as a way for compressed KKY. There is no constitutional provision where tell you say first-time voter or whether you first-time, second time, we not get right for being voted for or you vote for anybody. So it doesn't make sense. Which one are the type of propagate? Of course, there is nothing in the constitution. Never. I want me to salon people to understand that this is a distraction by we APC people for let una feel select the man because you not vote or not vote. Okay, let's say all throughout the man in period, there was one party system. And it came to the NPRC. All throughout the man in time in Sierra Leone, there was no multi-party elections. Of course. I tell you this, there was no multi-party election because during the time in adult age, hold on. When you talk, I'm not listening. The man in adult age, he participated in everything. It's multi-party election as Salo. There was no multi-party election as Sierra Leone. There was one party system where the man fights against. But how, if you not vote or you don't want to partake in any voting process, how does that deter you not for come and express how much you want to transform Sierra Leone? It doesn't make sense. We constitution not give we any reason for say if you not vote before, you not going to take part in any politics. That is wrong. Stop there on a false propaganda for those that tell people and say, you don't vote, you don't want to vote. Okay. It don't give a reason. It don't give valid reason. Now, what boils down? The question they ask you divert from the question. The question is about dual citizenship. You go wrong into KKY in votes, no vote. That is something that they do on an APC. No. This is something that they do APC. Now, make I give you some make I correct you about, like give you something things about the dual citizenship.
You correct or give me
like give you certain issues about the dual citizenship. Stop for the put word in mouth. Now, the APC government failed in due diligence for make the adhere to the dictate of the Saloon Constitution. One, the president failed in due diligence for adhere to the dictate of the Constitution. The Constitution will say nobody with a dual citizenship for get any parliamentary position, but yet still the APC government, una government, corruptly violates the Constitution and bring people una bring ministers then with dual citizenship into the government. In fact, it's a criminal offense. It makes una government be a criminal government. Because then people when are dual citizen, then partake into decision making processes in the parliament, which is wrong. It is wrong. In fact, some of the bills that they have been voting for, they will just retract them back because they were not qualified in the first instance for being in parliament. Then here you come in now, boastfully. They say it is the Constitution. It is the Constitution. We are following the process. Why didn't the APC follow the Constitution 10 years ago? Una violate the Constitution. Una feel say Salon people are stupid. We are not stupid. Una violate the Constitution. Una go with 10 years just because of. Una see KKY the rise. The rising star. The bone at throat. The possibility for transform Sierra Leone. Because una see una feel threatened. Una trigger the part of the Constitution. Una trigger. Of course. Una not trigger 10 years ago. I'm coming. I'm still on my feet. I'm speaking. Una trigger the part of the Constitution. Una can't say dual citizen. Una fail for realizing the man don't denounce. Long time ago. He don't deny. And the man, oh no,
You can state to this from which year specifically KKY denounced?
November 2017. November of, and they tell you authoritatively.
That is last year, correct?
I don't care what you say last year, but the man didn't. Okay, let's tell you now. Let's tell you now. Now, when I take the issue to court,
Okay,
to the
noted.
yes, note. I want to make you note.
November, right?
Okay, I want to make una note because we get information. What una want to do? See what una don't violate. Now una one can make now as if it's on a champion democratic principles. It is wrong.
Mr.
KKY is qualified and is going to be in the ballot box and is going to be the next president of Sierra Leone.
You want to come inside?
Yeah. Well, for me, you know, it's interesting way. Somebody they talk say, you know, it is okay for act ultra virus because they be all left and so.
Yeah.
Dr. Kande Yumkela, a man of his caliber and his stature, one would have expected for him, not the government, for due diligence, for him to have done due diligence.
Perfect.
And fix that issue of denouncing or renouncing, whichever the case was, before he began. That means he was running 2 years before. If he only did this last year, then it means he has been running all this while without doing it. And somebody like KKY, person go expect much from him. Sure. And so this is the thing. Blaming APC for helping to violate the constitution, and you saying, well, you be not violator, then you not agree, let me violator. This is a debate
No,
I don't want to be part of.
Okay, like I said. I want kind side.
Any debate.
I want kind side. Okay, I want kind side. My SLP
no, wait, please.
Okay.
Any debate where the thrust of the debate, the premise is why you violate, you not allow me to violate the constitution. I'm not going to take part on that day. The only thing is that I'm happy that NEC don't grant
the problem.
The man say let he run, which is good, but next time he always find for let Dr. Yumkela go they do due diligence. I borrow this part use fine English due diligence. Dr. Yumkela always get problem with dates and proving things.
No, you won't.
Ask and say, who stay you register na SLPP? Down the top boy picking.
Okay, like I said, like this down a false. No. I want kind side before I kind side to that point today. One, Agladi.
So now is that
hold on. Agladi, one where you accept, you talk, you say KKY in kind caliber. You don't already justify. You don't already prove me say in caliber is so high.
It's very high.
Thank you very much. I like that. Sierra Leoneans, I want to listen. This time in SLPP border. They don't tell you say KKY in caliber so high. Hold on. I want to take you word.
No, because
I want to take you word. Hold on. No, hold on.
No, 1 minute.
I left you. No, I need you 1 minute. Stop it.
No, please, 1 minute.
Me brother SLPP.
You don't talk to some people. Let me talk to them.
No. I'll give you chance.
Where you don't know?
I'm glad you don't make so many mentions about KKY in type caliber that I accept. This is the type of people. KKY is a man of another mind and sense of his own self.
Absolutely.
Now a man where people and the users a compass around the world for trace the right direction. This is not the man where Salon need now, not even tomorrow. I'm glad when you accept the board, get some of the point they say, he's the man of the hour, he's the man of the day. I want to tell you something where you talk. KKY not violate. You keep they say, KKY do usually why violate? He not violate. No. You make mention of that. He not violate. Right? He deal within the constitution. What he do? He not violate anything because he not violate. Now he make neck where SAPC then go for push KKY out. Because they know that they're losing ground. They want to push KKY out. And I'm glad what you say SLPP support KKY.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Because I'm glad where the Alassane can't support the Geshi. You understand? I mean, I'm glad because the Alassane and the Alusana don't fail the country. So, thank you.
Okay, no. Make a small statement.
Okay, you say that.
Dr. KKY, it gets high caliber.
Thank you.
A man of high intelligence.
Thank you.
Just like Dr. Samura Kamara, high caliber, a man of high intelligence. They work very well under good supervision of Madabio.
No.
they perform excellently under the supervision of Madabio.
Okay, Lakan.
Dr. KKY, he performed excellently as Minister of Trade and Industry under Madabio's supervision.
Madabio was what by then?
He was chairman of MPRC.
By then?
Yeah.
The same way KKY now be the chair.
Then
was it Madabio or Strasser?
Deputy chairman.
So why you
did other portfolio?
No, stop.
But it's not about.
Let's start.
Then the later become chair. Okay, so that technicality.
I'm talking about.
However, so I have said, Dr. Kande Yomkela, excellent man, works well under supervision.
Never.
He worked under supervision of Ban Ki-moon. He worked under supervision of Barabio. So was Dr. Samuel Kamara. We are going to be a broad party. We are bringing you guys back. We are going to tap into your energy. Minister of Energy and Power. Would they carry you back as FS? Would work well.
Okay, so that guy should have it. No, let's address that issues there. You say KKY, you say KKY work when I will give me you say SSPP, you say APC, you say Samura. Sorry, you say KKY work well under supervision and he work under Ban Ki-moon. Okay, you say work under Ban Ki-moon. The UNIDO, KKY get a separate body now. He says separate. No, we stop. Of course, not under supervision. It was the director general.
Okay,
so not talk under. Not be fact.
Nice supervising.
No be fact. No, it get people that work. So Una Madabio no work for 20 years.
Okay.
So the best person we don't work, we get its track record for work. We go now, because not get much experience.
Okay.
The only experience we can minute experience. We don't need that. We need KKY.
The people you see, we na kumbra. When you begin in the Fed, sometimes you never sit down, you watch them, and later on you call them back, say when I can. And I don't get for later. Would follow the history of APC. We're an institution. Not when they ready, they say, oh, I make one party. No. When people then see what you do, then they left their party, then can't join with. You understand? So back to what you just said. I don't feel so for arguing about this. I'm glad you're able to accept say KKYS, you don't serve now the United Nations. Nobody know they take that from him. As well as Dr. Samuel Kamara. But the fact is, KKY was just being disingenuous to the people of Sierra Leone. That's a fact. There is no way you can bend and so. How on heart you say you want to be president? Now, after where you now if not even APC want fit you, but now the right thing you don't do. You know for don't wait past them put fire beer you waste before you do one.
Who stand the fire come on?
Now wait.
Come on man, stop this. The man don't do I am prior to if you want to come up with the issue.
But he said last year 2017.
Of course, the man they tell you say the man who's going to come up with the issue. You don't even know. When I come up with the issue January. Now I come up with the issue to file an injunction na neck. So the man don't know I'm prior to that. He not go anywhere. I make neck tell una say APC stop that. Stop.
I want small bubble. Constituency. The member of parliament.
This is the song. So this is the
and the member of parliament challenger. Not to win.
Address this issue. Yeah. I address this issue. Stop. Now APC. No. Stop that, man. Now APC.
Okay, let's move.
Okay, okay. Now they talk about this.
Closing.
It's not because I got one more question. Why they ask now? What you candidates could do for improve the agriculture, because like you say during the rebel incursion in Australia, most of the people that we come inside Freetown rebel war, they all used to be up in the provinces doing farming. Waiting you government, if you presidential candidates win, what's he gonna do for improve the agriculture in Sierra Leone? Which I don't feel say there's any agricultural program they go on at Sierra Leone right now. Even if they go on, it's not like the way it used to, because everything now where Sierra Leone and they get just imports. Rice is import. The farming system is kind of poor right now, just like the educational system. So what do you governments will do for improve the agriculture in Sierra Leone, which is very important, Mr. NGC?
First of all, agriculture play a vital role in economic development. One thing we don't observe is a lot of imports in the kind size. So when you import goods and import certain things in the country, we realize the local farmers them need to be more marketable. That is exactly what the APC government don't do. Even the wrestling import, so the local farmers and they make their own wrestling at the villages, then you find out they know they be more competitive. What we do is one, we they modernize, we they give certain equipment to the local farmers them for that we improve on agriculture. We they modernize agriculture. Because the agriculture, the same thing when they normally they use, the tools that they use in the 60s, both APC and SFP, the children, and they still they use. We they transform that, we they change that, we they give them recent equipment for them they able to do them farming. And one thing we get for do is, one thing we they do is, not only for improve the farming tools, we also they look at the environment. Because you can't talk about agriculture when you need to talk about environment. We therefore be very, very careful for deforestation. So once we do that, we get a committee where they look at each district, each area, where they look at deforestation. And where they improve, where they watch into these areas of one, waiting how we go improve them farming products there for make them be marketable, not only through locals market, but international market. We they make sure that the farmers them good. And we they give them seed planting. We don't only left them for let them say them plant on your. We they give them. We they allocate funding to the farmers them, so they go able to go into the areas of farming. Because what's happening in Salon right now, most of the farmers and they find out say waiting they go farm, then they even give them the antomot. So then we boils down to the areas of migration. And many people when they move go to the urban area for go research to because their farming products are not marketable. So one of the areas that where we they look at, where the ends they look at, and for see how we they improve, make sure say one they get equipment them, standard equipment, digital equipment for go through the farming processes. And secondly, we give them funds, local funds, provide the necessary seeds so that they go to the farm and do certain things then. And also, we look at the environment so we will make sure so we don't get any deforestation whilst all these farming things they go on.
Okay, APC, waiting what I will do for improve the agricultural system at Salon. Waiting if Samoa will waiting to do way and Escobar no do.
Okay. First and foremost, Samoa definitely go build on the successes of President Koma. With regards to agriculture, and I probably hope my brothers, them, nobodies, will get what we call smallholder commercialization farming. And there is no way you can question the present Minister of Agriculture. People will know but Professor Monty Jones, no one says he's a man of distinguished personality and character. So through the smallholder commercialization farming, what did government decide for do? Government decide through this program for provide within NGC say we go give seed. Government presently they provide seeds to farmers. Right, so it's not like we are not saying we will give. We are already doing this through smaller commercialization farming.
Minimum.
Okay. Give me time, make I just go to my point. Secondly, President Komado established ABC centers all across the country. Within an ABC center, we call them agricultural business centers all across the country. Wherein farmers then will grow their crops, harvest their crops, and get a storage facility where go make their crops fit for the market. And one unique thing where we don't do, and we hope say we will continue with time, is my brother be they say with the import this, with the import that. If I now say the staple food in Sierra Leone is rice. So what the government decide for do in terms of will they give soldier them, policeman them rice as part of them package with morale booster. So what you decide for do? Government craft
a strategy wherein farmers, the local farmers, they will get this money will they spend for buy this rice, will create a scheme wherein now then go do the farming and the harvest of this rice go directly to the military. So waiting down they don't address. It don't address say the money where government go spend for buy this rice and give to the military, they go be locally produced rice. And I hope say probably you go know of this. As government in effort for frustrate or for mitigate, we they buy lots of imported goods. That is why somebody will probably know they in line with the policy go object. What the government say? For example, if this water now imported water, it come out from another country, government they increase taxes on these imported goods. Waiting at the strategy behind this. Now for frustrate Sierra Leoneans from buying most of these imported goods and pay attention to the local produce. So for example, if this imported costs 5,000 leones and the locally produced costs 2,000 leones, so waiting down they definitely don't tell you go in for what? The local produce. And why may this cost 5,000? Because government say, okay, we are not stopping you not for cow to this. But what you want for encourage? You want for encourage with local produce there. Let people buy with local produce. So therefore, we they increase taxes on these imported goods and reduce taxes on locally produced goods.
Put on so much false information.
Okay, now
so much false information on the put on. Episode are just perfect for that.
You want to answer the question?
Yes.
So much false.
First of all, I'll give you some statistics were very appalling. The reality of waiting to happen in Sierra Leone and this utopia state where you paid, it's
so much false information. So much false information.
Okay. According to the 2015 Comprehensive Food Security and Vulnerability Analysis Study conducted by World Food Programme, independent organization, and Food and Agriculture Organization, 49.8% of households were food insecure in 2015. Food insecure, 49%, compared to 45% in 2010. That is, they consume limited or insufficient food to maintain a healthy and active lifestyle. This is not the reality of the people that we Sierra Leone. All this theory you can't sit down and don't talk. This is the reality of the situation. So this is what we will do to fix these problems. We will increase food crop production, wherein we will increase seed banks and ensure say we rejuvenate seed multiplication centers for attract reliable private sector players for for help. We will diversify crops production through introduction of non-traditional crops, like when my brother talk. We do that one day. We review.
You got an NGC.
We review. NGC not just an overgrowth of SLPP.
1 and 2, right? 1 and 2.
So
I go address that.
So we diversify crops production through the introduction of we review the present input and output market system to offer farmers and stakeholders along the value chain an opportunity to assess the prevailing inputs of markets. We review the legal, regulatory, and policy
the people
framework.
Really
So listen to me. Like I explained to you. These are serious data where them people are
now
need.
Same
But disabuse your mind. No. I want for no. I be need for disabuse their mind. No. Be honest. No. Lord, be very honest. Sometimes
you fact a lot. I don't know.
Sometimes then they tire.
But you act like be alright now.
No. Wait. Then they tire. No. Wait. Then they tire. Important. $150 million of $560 billion. They go to just rice importation. What kind of country will be? $150 billion more per year goes to rice importation. Whether it go with foreign exchange imbalance. We cannot continue this way. We have to mechanize our farming. We have to support the farmers through corporate banks. We get for encourage the banks for support small agriculture.
Yeah,
we have to promote
call the right word. I just
talk with
then we get for partner with the university, Jala and these other institutions for helping with agricultural research, for helping with improved seeds, for helping with these things. We get for do these things. Just sitting here and painting this situation like say Sierra Leone where you open pump na milk they come is not correct.
No, in order.
The data is really stark. No, 49% is food insecure. 49%.
No, I want to throw light for something very brief.
We can do that.
Four more minutes.
I want just throw light on something very brief. Me APC board and I they talk about food production and how the APC they frustrate the imports the import companies them higher taxes so the locals go there. You yourself know say you know they say the truth because the importers the way they kind side they always get the gov. We all know about the 10%. Maybe you don't want to talk about the 10% to the government. This is how the ministers them as well as government institutions make them money 10%. When they allow them alright for any importers where they come inside and count them product when they negotiate. They always get 10%. The ministers then or government institutions then they always try to negotiate for 10%. You might not want to. Okay, the 10% is not what you mean. They always need them bonuses or there's something from outside. That's the reason why they raise the price.
That's false.
That is true.
You know
what? That is true. That is true. This is what APC capable of doing. That is the reason why we all. Okay, I'll tell you. Make I tell you. Make I tell you. Then you claim say the government they do all this. But how come the government under APC 70% of the population, hold on, 70% of the population, hold on, 70% of the population they live below $1 a day. They include the food, everything absolutely, 1 meal a day. With everything when they can propagate the APC, this, but 1 meal a day, 70% of the population. Are you happy with that? That is a factual statistics. Don't smile. It is sad. That is the reason why we want KKY for cancer for change that. With all this, and the brother just say yeah, and he agreed to what he just say we need KKY.
Okay, now we come to the closing, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far, of course, you all know we're gonna do polling on Slmtv about this election. So far, the way how we rate this poll is the election get for going to a runoff.
Yes.
Alright, now when you go into a runoff, it's got to be in two political parties. Alright? Now, if SLPP not be part of the two party, whose party part in two party are you go call about way to?
Okay.
So
this is the truth. The truth is that really Sierra Leone cannot afford a day after March 7th of APC. So the fact of the matter is Sierra Leone need anything but APC right now. And of course, when we get for reach to the point of runoff, we get for bring Dr. Kane Yumkela on board, we get for work with we, or win APC.
No.
However,
the question is
in the same vein, you know,
the question
in
is
in the very unlikely situation that you know NGC go run off with APC.
Of course, yes.
In the very unlikely situation, whether they happen, I believe say Mr. Biona, a very magnanimous person, he could teach Dr. Yomkela what humility looks like, what magnanimity looks like. Yeah. And he could walk with him and tell him, say, it is not about me, it is about the people. And Madabio is a humble man, and he go able to appreciate somebody like Dr. Yomkela or work with him. Because you know what happened? Dr. Kamara say, in an expert for beg. Yes. We don't want beggar my nation president. This is unfortunate. He said, Asabi beg the international community. We want to develop our way out of poverty. We don't want to beg our way out of poverty. So we're not going to able afford that. I like Mr. Komba. I like Dr. Kamara as a person. and I'm sure say Mr. Biosef don't supervise him, now he supervise, he left in business. But he's going to pitch his tent somewhere else because we need somebody of Dr. Yemkel and caliber where he will able to push the country small. It's not going to be the reality of the situation. It's going to be, the reality of the situation is going to be NGC get for council win the election.
But you already
next question they go to APC. If the election go into runoff
between
NGC and SLPP, which party where APC going to collaborate with?
The issue of if I'm happy to use this word if, because and not a small if now, a very big if, because when you look at the data is in 2012 we won the election with 58%. SLPP came second, and we've never lost an election. That may just go in the record. In the history of AP, we've never lost an election in Sierra Leone. So waiting, basically, we the try for Sierra is this election with the winner with no runoff. And why? I think we and probably SLPP now the only political party will fulfill cabinet in all constituencies. My brother where they make blah 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 blah, so they not get members of parliament all over the country. And keep in mind, and keep in mind, a simple majority election. So if you cannot fulfill parliamentary positions all over the country, a 3-horse will just tell you, say you did third right now. Because if we get members, all constituents, we have members of parliament, that simply means if there's going to be a runoff, maybe SL people will go runoff with we. And make I just conclude with this. Going into runoff, when you look at the SLPP and the AP and NGC, the problem we have with BO, yes, over the years he don't develop himself, but BO in past it threatened the peace and freedom of all of Sierra Leoneans. So we cannot, in imagination, make a contract with somebody where he is responsible for the killing of 20 or how many people with the number, including women. So I
want to answer. You see, this now. So you know, this is no, we not. This now how APC
we win the election in
this now how APC. This now how APC.
We win the election in
APC always they try for fool the people. Always. Then try for that's the reason why we not make education be blinded. Una not make the people they open their eyes, because now this una want stay in power so long that una they fail for give the people them the proper tools of education so they go learn for no. Now that's KKY want to. He want educate the people and let them know the left from the right. Just wait. With not only one. I want to just tell you, it's not even important. We are the only political party, less than 4 months, we fulfill 98% of every area. You don't have the fact. Don't argue me. 98%.
I don't do
98%. Now, not only one. Okay, well, I'll tell you. Now, like on to the point of the question. Where you try to divert the question, say this, that. We are the only party, newly formed party, we full nearly we put 150 something seats for parliament. Now, few we know now about 2. About 4 now we not able to fulfill. So quiet. As a new party, it's a tap on we back. KKY is the man. Now, let's say this. You say, back to your question. You say if SLPP and APC go runoff, right? Would that NGC they support? As of now, I don't want to speak from the mindset of KKY. So I can't tell you authoritatively, so we go support SLPP or APC. Waiting we go do as a political party, we go get a retreat. I believe, say, if me the advice, because I am not going to speak for NGC right now. If I am going to advise NGC, I'm happy when my brother don't say that it's go support story. It is true, we're the winner. We need a second, now we win the election. I'm glad me SLPP don't say, if We go on off, we cancel because they support we. We welcome una support. We welcome una support we. KKY go be the next president. Then if only we go into on off now, we for make a choice. If I am going to advise KKY, at the time so we abstain. At the time so we abstain from endorsing both SLPP and APC because them two parties are now Alassane and Al-Hussein. We need to endorse both of them because we don't preach for change and they both get the same direction for let them go for when we continue. This is not, I am repeating, this is not the stance of KKY. This is my own personal stance, and if I advise KKY, this is what I tell them. So we are not going to endorse any of them political parties there. If the NDC supporters them decide for troll and support, which probably I believe go troll and support to SLPP, let them do it and support. Because this APC government, now one of the most corrupt governments in the history of Sierra Leone. We don't need them right now. Sierra Leone, they into a drainage. The only person where they move Sierra Leone from that drainage and make Sierra Leone the Silicon Valley of Africa, na KKY.
So we can get the APC person made a very serious indictment.
Yeah.
You talk, say, Madabio, na person, we go incite violence, na killer. I'm using air quotes here. If I lose this election, I will make Sierra Leone ungovernable. Who said this? Last time I checked, it wasn't Madabio. 2007. It was Anes Kuruma that made this threat. But SLPP, hold on. I am not going to let you distort any fact here right now. He said that I will make this country ungovernable. That was his treasonous statement. But for the fact that SLPP believe in democracy to the extent he believe in free speech to his own detriment, they left him to go scot-free with that kind of statement. He did say,
that's false.
Check your records.
That's false.
If I lose this election, I'll make this country ungovernable. It did.
We're already leading.
So let me tell you this.
We went to
that's
one off, we're already leading.
So first of all, if you're talking about someone that is inciting violence, that's one person. Second of all, you said Madabio is a killer. No. It is like saying that just because you are part of a system, then you are no. Now MPRC decision. Hold on. Now MPRC decision say these people we are going to
without due process.
Hold on, my friend.
Without due process.
Hold on. Due process in our own version of due process.
Without due process.
Wait, let me tell you something. Madabio and this debate will not take place in 2012.
But what you want deny the
fact
that not Madabio
NGC now we the cancer. We not tried it.
In an international interview, accept. He said take responsibility. It's true of us.
Take responsibility
of the act.
What a leader does is they take responsibility.
So what do you say? What do you say? Is it true or false?
It take responsibility.
Is it true or false? Say Madabio, the people when they say kill, it don't mean say you need for take gun and shoot.
Absolutely.
You give command and kill person. You as well as guilty. So like the person will take the gun and shoot.
The process where MPRC. Wait.
When I get chance to NGC. Now this man don't want to not two. Una come out.
Wait. The process where MPRC be used for let them kill them and they was extrajudicious. The process now today, where a democratic government in the use for extrajudiciously, they make Sierra Leone. You know, Sierra Leone get to the rendition. You don't even know that.
Okay, now we come to the closing.
With 10 years in governance, we don't ever kill person, we don't ever ink person.
Through the
closing. We they come to the closing right now. Tell the people them thank you for waiting listen, because I know a lot of people them they listen to this political discussion, and we go try to get this discussion every Saturday till the election, because it's good for make we sensitize with people them that they listen, and I hope say people in our salon self they listen. So right now we come to closing. Mr. APC, you look on the camera right now, and people that they listen to you. Which are you closing? What you get for tell the people them and about the election, where they come up, And what you ever tell the people them about the peaceful election where we need in a salon, because the reason why they ask is sometimes people they listen to within the party and they say, you know what I mean? If you begin advise people, then they tell them, say, okay, now the election they come March 7 at salon, do you have no feds? If you go vote, go vote. If vote don't go now use, you go sit down suffer. No go fet other person just because this man is support this party or that other man is support that party. So what are you address to the people that were
Thank you so much for what you actually organize this program. I think we need these moments for make we share ideas as young Sierra Leoneans within the diaspora. What I would say to me people is we need for be law abiding. Let we know election they come and go. The election will take place. After that we need for govern. So we no need for destroy we self wherein it will be very difficult for make we govern. Make we also know as an incumbent you na kumbra. We have even seen the debate. Me SLPP brother go attack because na me de na power. Usa sidon na then one can sit on it. Me NGC brother usa sidon na then one can sit on it. So now we get for exercise some patience. Now we get for exercise some tolerance. Then go do everything for distract we. They will probably have a strategy for make people feel the election is not peaceful. So now we try for be a little bit tolerant for make sure the election go fine and we go win. And Dr. Samuel in record, I'm glad my brother make mention of Dr. Samuel Kama is a fine gentleman. We all know he's the only candidate in this race who don't work with virtually all government in Sierra Leone. And in the last debate, none of the candidates not able for look Samoa in the face and tell us, when you work with us, this is what you did. So experience count, and the performance of APC in the past 10 years they speak. As a Konoman, Abon Akomokono, like I say, for go Kono it they take me 10 hours. But now in 2-3 hours from Freetown, I dey Kono. Electricity supply is in Kono. Government distributes construction of roads all over the country. It wasn't like that 10 years ago we come in power. Like I say in my opening, Sierra Leone, Freetown to be specific, was the darkest city in the world. In 10 years of governance of the SLPP. Lots of donor funds with all the sexy words where my brother be they say. In 10 years, they couldn't provide electricity for Freetown. In 10 years, all of these ideas where you don't articulate, so they read from BA Manifesto, they couldn't address these things. But when we came into governance, yes, the question is, who's are we for day? Now they we there now? No. Are there challenges? Yes. Who for be supposed to do more than what we don't do now? So yes. But the question is, ask yourself, 10 years ago, now so Wilkinson vote been there? Of course no. 10 years ago, now so you court bypass vote be there? No. 10 years ago, you go walk on the street, you get solar light? Of course no. So as a government, we proud of we record. We believe the people of Sierra Leone go judge we based upon what we don't do over the 10 years, and we go win the next election, and we go provide retired Brigadier Julius Madabi a job for over 20 years when he is jobless, and we will bring Dr. Kande Koloyum Kela on board for making also can serve Sierra Leone because he is a first-time voter, and we will encourage him make he can participate in the political process.
Hi, NGC.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to tell the people of Salone, say, violence not for being at this election. And in fact, the end product of violence na danger. And we don't want to make anybody, that is the reason why we don't ever, throughout this election process, we don't ever get any NGC supporters we attack or involved in any violence act. because KKY always preach against any form of violence. Now, KKY come with a message, the message of change. Many people question what's in this change. Many people question and they ask this, why KKY preach the language of change when he's surrounded with people who don't dare na other political parties? Make a address the issues indeed. If you don't in a SLPP or you don't in a APC and you get a mindset of change, you want to put the country first. NGC is your political party. Now, not all, when they tell you, when they get what is your track record on waiting which political party you done there before. Now waiting that your mindset or develop Sierra Leone, now we they look at. So we they embrace una all. As una put salon force. And una feel say this not the time for the salon better. We they call una we party. They call we this gone to. What the APC they do, then they give KKY names. Just because KKY in message they resonate with the people. KKY they expose the government, then corrupt practices. This not the corrupt, not the APC government means salon people. I want to know a few things. We are this gone to. Yes, NGC we are this gone to. We are this gone to because 70% of the population are under poverty. Yes, we are this gone to. You say the salon people go judge you now with based on a record. On a record proof say yes, now a failed government. Economic crisis. We are this gone to. Because people when they go sleep, they get proper food for it. Yes, we are this gone to. That's how the people when they judge you now. Yes, we are this gone to. We the NGC, we are this gone to simply because we don't get proper medical facilities in the country. Yes, we are this gone to. We are. Somewhere is this gone to. We're gonna accept that. We don't get proper medical facilities. We are this gone to. Many talk about so many issues that will affect Sierra Leone. Corruption. Sierra Leone is one of the corrupt countries in the world. Yes, we are this gone to because of that. Make we check the Auditor General's report. For any year, the Auditor General's report, they give on corrupt practices of the government. And they go on recommendations for Lona adhere to. The APC government failed woefully for adhere to any of their recommendations they did. KKY go adhere to all the recommendations made by the Auditor General's report. It's a shame that they represent APC. They say the people that go judge by actions. Actions are deplorable. Actions, then they take Sierra Leone into the drainage. APC. For be ashamed of yourself. During election period for now, they give people the money. 10,000. Give people the t-shirt. You can't respond to me. You give people the what is it? No, tell what is it. It's a disgrace from my party. No. I tell you now. It's not personality. It's a government. It's a government. Now. Relax. Because you don't feel say I expose you. No. Cause.
It's a closing.
Just go on. Yeah.
No.
Just go on.
And it's about expose your government, so you feel the pinch of that. That's how our APC then did. So we KKY the fix. Hold on, when you talk, I don't make mention. I don't even make a comment. Why you not make quiet and listen to me? Don't tell me say you they talk this. You know they dictate what here they talk now me closing. That's one APC then did. We don't let for dictate to people. Okay, you can't dictate. Now,
I like
waiting. Now, waiting KKY plan for them. They transform Sierra Leone. And we they cover all the loopholes. Millions of dollars, they go missing every year. KKY, they block all their loopholes then. And I believe with KKY in experience, with KKY in international connection, it go get governments where they succeed. Now international funding trust. You therefore trust the government. They not trust Samoa. Now they not trust Madabio because of the Nskakero. But they trust them bequeath the trust in KKY. So KKY will lead the mantle of leadership for transform Sierra Leone. KKY is the next president. I call on every Sierra Leonean. We don't tire with the Alusain and the Alassane. If we watch them throughout these debates, they always argue about themselves, both. That's not the direction we don't want. We want a direction where we'll get KKY where they come, take me to a new direction. Vote KKY. KKY 2018, March 7. would they win that election and would they win the election and KKY would be the next president of Sierra Leone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you very much for organizing this night civic duty. You respond to the call for civic duty. Sierra Leone owe you a debt of gratitude. And SLPP, thank you very much. And on behalf of Madabio, we appreciate you providing us with another platform, another outlet for law talk to people who believe in retail politics, who believe in transactional politics, and make the campaign very organic. We're not involved in violent communication. We leaders say non-violent communication because violence not so physical. The way how they see APC and NGC interact, it's called violent communication. We are against Dande. When you see SLPP being attacked na Kamalo, then you know that even Kamalo is leaning green in this election. When you see Makeni become a battleground state, then you know say better body. When you see Kamakwe, then they've stopped SLPP there, then you know say this election is different. The red don't turn to purple. So this is what I'm telling my people. We leader say they will stay put, they will go vote, they will left all things give the people. He don't talk to the people. He has met his people, he has spoken to them, they know he's there for them. The election, now wait no more, they wait for our leader go into power. We don't want to let anybody make APC exploit anything for bring fake state of emergency, for invoke MACP, and for fend by service they get extension where they be the fet for. They not get third time, they still fet for extension. We not they give no opportunity for extension. We are going to be peaceful. Everywhere the Inspector General of Police don't talk say no vehicular movement on election day. All that day we know say na tactics because they know they are going to give people waiver where they link to APC, and then no say waiting ambulance that they pass for election day. Ambulance not pass the tell where people are sick. Now election day no more ambulance that they pass. So we know these things. We are ahead of the game. We have alerted the international community. We know their tricks. We know all these things. The ploy is there, but we are going to maintain our calm. We're going to stay put. We're going to maintain our calm. We have won the election. The man is a president in waiting. We are not going to mess it up. So, me people there, go vote and go na house. Go vote and go na house. If the mass you foot na Kamalo, beer. If the mass you foot na Makeni, patient. And one thing what would they do? Would they run a national campaign? We campaign not ethnic. This election, if you notice, SLPP is running a national campaign. Every corner of Sierra Leone, we have gone. We not say Yana Timiniana Kranko. We are campaigning in Kichon. We are campaigning in Kamalu. We are campaigning in Makeni. This is a different election. This is a different election. Madabio is meeting the people. We are running an organic and grassroots campaign. The people are responding. 1 million man march. We beat the 1 million we will target. We are making progress. We don't need to be violent. When I left for Stone we. Stone election not there again. Let us show some political maturity. Yeah? So many people we say no to violence. We say positivity. We say Sierra Leone come first. Election not to fight. Election is not a life and death matter. We'll go vote. Let the best man win. And the best man will also be on.
KKY.
Thank you.
KKY. Thank you very much. So let me see brother.
All right,
which will think it's okay.
All right, the people that would all not listen to this political discussion of all the political parties, them, the three major political parties, them. I know a lot of people they ask question why the other party not there because we do a poll and at this three major party them way people them people that really they respond to. So that's why we get these three major parties. Them. We're going to try for bringing that back more political discussion for next week. We're going to keep informed with them. We're going to get at the studio where we come for this political discussion. We will try to educate the people and do the election at Salon. With that being said, I'd like to say many, many thanks to now all for listening to Slmtv Radio. Continue to play some music till we can close the show. All right? Do not listen. Thank you all for listening again. Once again, Slmtv Radio.
Read the Bible every day and change you for the best. You go teach you the way, make you know who I spray. But this not the last of you. Money. If you pull out, say they say it kills when you put your trust in him. You control your destiny. He will pull you for money. He will bless you with face. It kills when you put your trust in him. You control your destiny. I say, come on, all you talk, it can't lie. And Papa God will be by your side. In that way, the truth and the lie. Come on, the wine in the banky so let it all up and see. You do not make it entrance. What do you have to wear the fange? Who you want there? Gender you wear. I say, not twist your face. No lock your ears. Now for repent. You're one of the holy ways.
You not the woman for me. Now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl. Now you be mama sabi. Think for me daddy, girl, I go call me mommy. You not the woman for me. Now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl. Now you be mama sabi. Think for me daddy, girl, I go call you mommy. Girl, I go call you mommy. Baby, girl, I go call you mommy. Girl, I go call you mommy. Hey, make an all of you man is with my son.
Woman, you look so fine, and I swear to me, God, I don't wanna say you cry. You leave me, I thought you had to leave. And girl, I thought you had to see. Woman, like you crying, baby, this how me rude. Woman, like you crying, baby, this how me do. When it's concept, girl, this how me do. Then you don't want it, play me crew.
Girl, you are the one in my life. No other girl, you know, go be my wife. The only girl who go be my wife. Make a lie, you, baby girl, you look so special. For cook and brook, baby girl, it's a bit of girl, I go always take me time, I go ever hurt you. If you step on the girl, I did dream about you. Hey, me, oh my God, I did dream about you.
Can I take you to me, Papa? You said to show me to you, Mama. You just look like Rihanna. I'm here, you want it, I'm here, you want it.
Remember me, don't tell me, say they gonna keep my way on with you. They say make a love, that woman make a keep that woman, we go always treat me good, girl, now you can play with me. Like a foot, girl, they correct me, girl, now you can bring me food, girl, like seven, you they bring me food. You not the woman for me, now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl, now you be mama sabi, you call me daddy, girl, I go call you mommy. You not the woman for me, now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl, now you be mama sabi, you call me daddy, girl, I go call you mommy. Girl, I go call you mommy. Hey, girl, I go call you mommy. Girl, I go call you mommy. Hey, we can all of you man, it's my son. Girl, I love because you be my angel. Cause it's so cool and nice to make it excel. Be my angel and that's me tell me. Cause if I miss you, it's just like I'm in hell. You are the only one that's of my sweetness. Now we knew, baby, that you make me happiness. True love, I will always confess. Not to lie and then I cause there is my witness. Girl, me, I love you. Cause the fine and the shine of course is of my day. When to make I like you. Girl, if you sign the ship, make I just stay one so high. You my angel, I will always make you happy. You my angel, I will never leave you lonely. You my angel, I will always make you happy. Of course, baby girl, exposure to my family.
Let me say, ay, ay, ay. Let me say, why, why, why? Let me say, ay, ay, ay. Ready, little blood, let me sing it as best. Let me say, ay, ay, ay. Let me say, why, why, why? Let me say, ay, ay, ay. Ready, little blood, let me sing it as best.
You not the woman for me, now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl, now you be mama sabi. You call me daddy, girl, I go call you mommy. You not the woman for me, now you not the one where I go call me mommy. Hey, girl.
pass on me, I let them point me out. You like my way, I go my way. Oh, I love you from the start, and I must show make them better shade. See, we get qualities. Oh man, this sweet they call me your tea. Now that big girl I call you mommy, 'cause I'm in a little married, I'm in a little married.
Can I do when you wind up, see make me adjust the beats from me. I said that the one when you group up, see make me hang that beat bounce on the one. Betty people in the talk about you, anything that talk woman I still love you, but no one. Betty people in the talk about you, anything that talk woman I still love you.
Now we got the money making machine. So when you look your body, I put fashion. Your enemy wants to steal, but I just look at my jet. If you ever let us steal, this is not gonna come back jet. 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 La 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 Leo. My way yo. Me I don't look your body eye. I don't care if you faint till you die. Anytime you see me, now for push gonna side. I want make you know say that today go come and be me man. I want make you know say you know go able for pulling on me hand. Me I go pick you from up to down. Look where you stiff and look where you strong. Put your people man, I see where wrong. Come on and help me for sing the song. If your enemy wants to steal, you gotta just look at my jet. If you ever let us steal, this is not for look at my jet. 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 Not for look at my jet.
Kidan. She was never come up back like that son. I will look you back here with all the pattern. You had the same one like just like Satan. So push me the road make a pass. When they kill a chum in him like a grass. I will look you back here with sharp like cutlass. I like this well like they take you do. If I dare go must make you let you. I like this well like they take you do. If I dare go must make you very cool. It will make you very cool.
If your enemy wants to steal, you gotta just look at my jet. If you ever let us steal, this is not for look at my jet. 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 If I do you, fall in love. See, I don't fall in love. 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 See, I don't fall in love. Me and you, and they will do anything we will like for do. Why you change? I don't know. Baby, never give me your back. Now me and you, and they will go inside we will like for go. Why you change? I don't know. Baby, never give me your back. Baby, I always make a fall in love. Shiba. Why you want for change? You mind now. And now you been say, if you don't say again, if I be known I'm the last, if I be known I'm the last, baby, I always make a fall in love. Shiba. Why you want for change? You mind now. And now you been say, if you don't say again, now the tune ain't go last, now the tune ain't the last. Make a bounce.
Pull out the swagger king and the Nubia queen. You love na me had the make him and the sing. Let me explain the beautifulest for catalyst. The best na me boy, you never the least pretty face. The eye but just to kill me. I hope you could give me chance to feel me. Sentimental touching, midnight hugging. Give me the seal for make I fall in love. Brown skin, you would it taste like ice cream. Want you for be my wife in a dream. This love be tight like paper and glue. For play the game like chess and pool. I'm fly, the baby then why it's me alive. You don't wanna choose a baby, I will die. Come on.
Now you show me the world. Now you make her breathe. Now you make her know the difference between love and hate. You get a key to me heart. You the bring smile on my face. Anytime I see you breathe, I face me hard the cold. You show me the things one by one they see. One they see. Truly, now you make her begin fall. Baby, I always make her fall in love. Shiba. Why you want for change? You mind now. And I you been say, if you don't say again, if I be known I'm the last, if I be known I'm the last.
When me calling me boo, means say me really love you. Over me body, me won't really take you. Never vex when it's come to